Nobody else, I'd rather be not even Oprah's son. Mama youngest getting paper like the oldest one. We living better, guess God felt the oldest one. Closets barely had no clothes enough. So you throw my niggas in hoopies, bet we still bag hoes in them. These niggas get their heart and soul to them. I wonder if they know.
Give me 1 second. Let me get this posted in the Discord right quick.
Run up on a politicking like he Foberman. What's your name? Where you from?
Hold on.
I say you one. Come and kick it with a nigga on his way to the top. Won't stop, hey, and don't stop. Now if it don't jam, then them hoes won't ride. And if it ain't
Hey, what's good? Hold on. How much really you got my basketball clips or even just one clip on my IG? Send it in the Discord. Send it in the Discord. If you send it in the Discord, I'll probably peep it. Send it in the Discord. Yo, what's good? Musty, where you from? Do you hoop? And what's your game like if you do hoop? I be trying to get to know y'all, see where y'all from, what y'all game like, how y'all think like, how y'all operate. Just say if y'all got a question about something, I can be able to emphasize that as well. Send it in the Discord though. I'm actually about to open up the Discord, and I'm like I've been trying to tell y'all too. I'm trying to get sharper when it comes to like just starting to break down even sooner. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to get shit out the way because I know these breakdowns be taking a little minute. Oh, somebody sent 3 more questions in the Discord. All right, boom. So I got the basketball section. I got 2 people. I got two questions. It's on my IG. You can't get the video and take it off your IG and put it onto the Discord. It just make it easier for me entirely. I don't know if I'm logged in on my PC onto my Instagram. Come and kick it with a nigga on his way to the top. I ain't gonna lie. You know what? I don't even know if y'all probably already seen the title, but we got Shai versus Jayson Tatum, right? We got Shai versus Jayson Tatum. I don't feel like it is fine. Bro, you can just say it's whatever, bro. It's whatever. It don't matter, bro. It's up to you, bro. It's up to you. But we got Shai versus Jayson Tatum. I was just sitting back. Y'all told me literally last week, oh, let me get SGA breakdown. Let me get Tatum. I was like, fuck it. They both playing each other. I'm gonna watch that game. And I know there was Ja versus Wemby, but I ain't really feel like watching Ja versus Wemby, even though Wemby did get boomed on. And I low-key could peep that clip and like kind of break it down. But let me know if y'all want me to go peep that clip. But I could have watched that. I wasn't feeling like it. So I was like, Tatum and Shai. And the thing with Shai, every time I watch a player, I always find some new shit as to which they do. Because a lot of shit that players do is according to game plan and according to circumstances, and that's just gonna vary, like every single game, because you're not playing the same team, you're not playing the same people, so your mindset going to the game gonna be a little different each time. So I do really enjoy re-watching players like multiple times and really saying, all right, boom, how are they gonna play like against this defense or against that player? And when it comes down to Shai, there's little things as to what you'll see literally are patterned in and probably were ingrained mentally prior to even starting that game. So there's a lot of shit I got in there on that. One, finishing and driving. So if y'all got problems with driving, got problems with your angles, got problems with even mid-range as well, there's a couple things about Shai's mid-range as well. But ultimately, the main goal of this is to allow you to gain concepts, right? Gain the root instead of just always taking the fruit, so you could be able to think for yourself when it comes down to playing basketball entirely. So that's the key when it comes down to these breakdowns. You said you'll send it? All right. Let me send the Discord link right quick too. Let me send the Discord link. And I ain't gonna lie, I've also been making some breakthroughs. I've been making some breakthroughs in terms of vertical jump shit. I logged back in and re-studying more shit. So hold on, let me send this Discord link. I'm about to also pin it in the chat. Boom. That shit not working. Discord link's right there, but I don't know why they're not letting me pin this shit. Hold on, boom. There we go. All right, boom, we got it. All right, let me pause this. Let me go full screen. Let me just get straight to it. This fan is low-key going dumb slow, and I'm dummy hot in this motherfucker, bro. Damn, I'm dumb hot. What should I point guard below 6 feet be able to do to play professional? Well, first things first, I would say. Also, how old are you? Because if you're below 6 feet and you're like 15, 16, you could still probably reach 6 feet possibly if you make certain changes in terms of your lifestyle, possibly. But if you're below 6 feet, you want to play pro, you got to take advantage of what you do have and understand that you're always going to be at a disadvantage just because you're shorter. And so how are you going to be able to work around that, and how are you going to be able to utilize your strengths? When it comes down to any player, you have your strengths, you have your weaknesses. When it comes down to height, that's one thing as to which you can't really make up for, because it's not like, oh, I just want to grow, right? It's not like you can just literally go and grow. It's not like it's shooting where you're a bad shooter, you just go learn how to shoot, right? So boom. Of course, you're going to be a shorter player, right? And so when it comes down to figuring out how do I work around that, you got to go and look at the process and the blueprint of the players who are in a similar range, in a similar situation. So go begin to watch players who may be 6 foot and under. See how they're able to play and what they do so they can be able to remain a threat on the floor despite being undersized against a bunch of players who may be 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", and over, depending on where you're at. Right, so I would say first things first, one of the most important things you could do is just go watch those players and see how are they able to work around this, right? Specifically on defense, right? Because the offensive portion of it, those are skills you could build, and like things like finishing, your touch, you could be able to develop and to be able to work around that size, like getting a floater per se, right? But like on defense, that's where shit really gets tough, because it's like, all right, switch, you got a 6'7" dude, right, that you're guarding, and it's like you're 6 foot and he can just shoot over the top of you. You're undersized. You may be a little quicker, but that really doesn't matter. So I would say the first thing you should really do is go and study those players before I even go and tell you, oh, do this, do X, do Y, do Z. Go study those players for yourself so you could have an understanding of it. And it's not like you're kind of just taking my ideas and my concepts and just running away with the 1 or 2, 3 things that I said. Go study those players for yourself. So whatever also player that you relate to most who's in that size range, in that height range as well, right? Whoever you move like, who you may play like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody you could watch and it's just like, oh, I could feel their type of moves. I could feel how they get to their spots. Go and watch those players. I'm trying to dunk off one. Off 1 foot. You got any tips? Dunking off 1 foot. 1 foot dunking. I haven't trained for 1 foot dunking. I've been doing a lot of 2 foot shit, but I can still dunk off one. Like off the dribble, game moves, everything like that. But to jump off one, I would say, or if you're trying to dunk off one, the most important thing you need to have is leg strength, single leg strength, most importantly. So that involves you going to a weight room and training your legs individually, right? Training more unilateral instead of bilateral. So instead of always doing squats, regular deadlifts, and regular like say hex bar, trap bar deadlifts, or barbell deadlifts, start doing like rear foot elevated split squats. Start doing single leg squats. Start sprinting as well, right? So you teach yourself how to move your body in taking steps, because that's what basketball is, right? So even when it comes down to 2 foot jumping, it's gonna help your 2 foot if you improve your single leg strength, because now once you train an individual leg and it doesn't have any assistance of the other leg in that workout, and then you bring them back both together, now that both legs individually are going to be stronger. Now together they're going to be stronger. So it's also going to help your 2 foot jump as well, because you're going to be able to bring in more force. And what that muscle, adding that muscle will do is that it'll allow you to control more force as well. So that's an important part when it comes down to that as well. Study Marquise Noel. Marquise Noel is one of the players that you can watch. Of course, there's like the Isaiah Thomas, the 5'9" Isaiah Thomas, or you can even watch the old IT, who was even like maybe 6'1", in a similar range. But I don't really know too many like small players. I know I could tell you players who were at like 6 in that range, but Jalen Brunson is also like 6'1". He's not that big either, but he's stocky though. He's stocky. All right, you sent that shit in the Discord. Let me answer this one. Let me answer these 2 questions, because first come, first serve. No bap. Or someone sent me 3 questions. He sent me 3 questions. So boom, let me peep. Thanks, no problem. Let me know if y'all got any questions, by the way. Let me know if y'all got any questions like they do right here. So boom, how can I score more in games like positioning? Because when I play, I just stand around. If you just stand around, you already know the answer. Just move. We about 10 minutes in? Just move, right? Just move. Like literally, if you're just standing around doing nothing, Go set a screen for somebody. Go exchange with the player, right? Instead of just camping in the corner or just camping on the wing, be like, all right, boom, let me switch, or go set a down screen. Do something so you're not just standing in one spot. Because the more stationary you are as a player, the tougher you're making it, or the more stationary you are as an off-ball player, the tougher you're making it for the on-ball player, right? For the player with the ball, because now help defenses could just sit there, watch the ball, know that you're standing right there, and there's really no pressure for them to do anything really, right? It's easy for them just to hone in on what the offense is doing. So you're really hurting your team by just standing in one spot. So move, right? If you just stand around all the time, move, do something, do anything, do something that's just not standing. Just move, right? Set a screen, set a down screen, a cross screen, some shit. How do I have more control over the ball? Like I'm the fastest player on my team. When I take the ball for a fast break, it ends up going out of bounds or something, or not staying well in my hand, if you know what I mean. Oh, boom, slow down. You're like, oh, I'm the fastest. Doesn't mean you have to go the fastest you possibly can, because I tell y'all this all the time. When you're playing basketball, you're not reaching your top flight speed. You think LeBron ran a 100 meter, right? You think the speed that he's going to run in a 100 meter is going to be the same speed he's going to run when he has a ball in his hand going from goal to goal? No, he's going to be going way slower, because there's things you have to take account for, right? Because basketball, it's a game of reads. So when you go downhill, you got to drop that speed according to how fast you could process what's going on the floor, right? So you can be able to make those reads, right? And so I call that just your processing speed, almost like it's a computer, right? Like your brain's a computer and how fast you're going, right? So you got to make sure your processing speed is at a proper speed to where you can be able to make reads. So however much you got to scale that back, so then you can still be able to maintain a good bit of speed, but at the same time, the most important thing is being able to make those reads. However much you got to do that, just go out and do it. What I usually tell players to do is the next time you hoop, instead of just going as fast as you can all the time, just pull your speed back, like cut it in half, right? Cut that shit in half, because by cutting that shit in half, you'll realize, oh, the game's in my speed, and you don't have to go as fast as you think you need to go to be able to get from A to B, right? So first things first, boom, just cut your speed down next time you go hoop. And then you'll realize, oh shit, the defender's going as fast as I go. Help is going as fast as I go. Everybody's just watching me. Like, that's the key when it comes down to your pace. So, boom, just slow down a little bit. Slow down a little bit. And how do I get past defenders in one-on-one situations? I used to get past defenders, but all of a sudden it changed when I tried to blow by them. They were covering in front of me, forcing me to shoot. Well, there's so many goddamn answers to that question. It'll need to be more specific, and I may even need to see film, because it's like, how do I get by defenders in a one-on-one? Now I'm thinking about, all right, what's my strengths as a player, right? What are my strengths? How do I leverage my strengths? Like if I could shoot, how am I leveraging my shot? Am I using pump fakes? Am I creating space so then my pump fake could work? Am I using my jabs? Am I using hezzies? Like what type of things are you doing? And kind of even at this point, let's let you know this. If you're thinking about how to get past one player, you got a long ways to go, because you got 4 more. You got 4 more motherfucking players you got to worry about if you was just worried about getting past one. So at this point in time, if you're trying to do this shit in game, don't really do this shit in game. This is some shit you got to work on your own time, right? This is some shit you got to work on your own time. Because if you can't get past a defender like this, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like it's second nature. Like you just done like this easy shit, like light work. You know what I'm saying? Shit, chicken. Right, if you can't do it like that, then it's going to be hard for you to even do it in a game. Then before you know it, you're going to be turning the ball over and some more shit. So that's some shit you got to work on the side, like in your own time. When you're in the gym, like at your local gym or on an outdoor court, just playing pickup or some shit like that. That's some shit you work on at that point. Not while you're in practice, while you're playing with a team. So that's when it comes down to that, boom. But there's a lot of answers to that question. They had to be more specific, so. What's good, man? Just saying my jump shot through on my lost soul. What you mean lost soul? How I get my locks like you? I mean, my shit, I locked my shit myself. I locked it on myself. I started like free forming kind of, and then like after a little while, I actually went to a loctician and got them done. This is low key my favorite lock though. This is my favorite lock. That bit forked. That been my favorite. That bit tough. So boom, got that. Boom. How long did that take? I responded. Hey, I'm telling you, I'm trying to get this shit done. You sent the clip already? You sent the clip? Okay, bet. I know. I peeped. But I responded or at starting at Hey, by the way, I need to tell y'all my schedule for next semester. My semester starts next week. It's not going to change a lot. But Wednesdays are going to change. Hold on, though. Boom. All right, so you said I'm a lost soul, meaning I have no idea how to fix a shot. All right, boom. Okay, I'll try to tell you as much as I can, let you know as much as I can. But boom, another buddy has a question right here. He said I need you to break down this play. This is a stupid ass play. What the fuck is you? Why are you setting us? Hold up. This is dumb as shit. This is probably the dumbest shit I've seen all day. This is why they lost 27 straight fucking games. You fucking This is dumb shit, bro. He said, let's say I'm a phenomenal on the court. What do I need? What do I need to do off the court in terms of education as a student to get a scholarship? I'm a candidate but want to play D1 in America. Of course, keep your education up. Make sure your SAT scores and ACT. I'm pretty sure that's what they go off of. And I don't know the GPA stuff. I need to do my research on that and how exactly it converts over. But what I would say you need to do off the floor, aside from even the education part, right? Because the school shit really is easy, right? School shit's easy if you just put time into it, right? So boom, don't worry too much about the school, or focus on the school, understand it. But the most important part is not just having good grades and being able to play. It's about who you know, right? It's about the people that you know that could put you in the right spots and the right positions. So that starts with you just networking yourself online, using Twitter, you just finding any like little sort of people that could be able to put you on to something, or even ask the coach that you may know, ask somebody as to which you never talked to before. Just start networking, start talking to people, so then you could just possibly have the opportunity of maybe meeting the right person. So networking and building relationships is more important, damn near, than the skill part. It's just as important, because if you don't know nobody who could put you in the room, all that skill is going to go to waste. All that knowledge is going to go to waste. So the key is being able to find those people who could be able to put you in that room and give you the opportunity, right? And now once you get the opportunity, that's where your preparation, that's where your work ethic, that's all the little things, that's when they all come to light. So I would say the most important part off the floor, of course, you got to keep the school shit up, but you got to get those relationships if you want to get from Canada, especially to America, and playing D1. So, we knocking these out. You already here. I just realized. What's my major? Kinesiology. I ain't gonna lie to you. I really don't need it. Like, I'm gonna keep it a bean. Like, I learned more by myself, right? Me sitting there, maybe with my phone or my laptop and a notebook, than I learned by going to actual school. Because it's the process of learning as to which allows me to learn better on my own. And it really starts on the fact that the reason I'm even doing the learning on my own is because the motivation is intrinsic, right? I'm doing it for me. Like, I'm doing it because there's certain shit I want to know, right? Whereas you go to school, they deprive you, they strip you of the process of being able to figure shit out for yourself. They just tell you X, Y, and Z. They don't make you do the research for it. They don't make you have to go and find like all these little things to see exactly what the truth is when it comes down to certain topics. They just say, oh, this is this is that. Boom, make sure you memorize that. We got a test. It takes away that whole process, right? But that whole process, if that shit is intrinsic, if it's self-inflicted, right, then that's where you really begin to learn shit. Not just have the knowledge, but have the applicable knowledge to where once you get into the field, you know exactly what to do, right? And so when it comes down to school, I really don't need that shit, because like all this shit I done learned, especially for like vertical jump and training for basketball, and when I'm still learning to this day, like as soon as I finish, I'm probably gonna eat dinner and then do some more research. All this shit, like I didn't learn any of it really from school. Maybe like a thing or two, but anything as to which I may have learned from school, I could have learned that concept and 10x that if I was just there on my own. So that's the thing about it. Do they care about what classes you take in high school and if those classes were easy? I don't really think if they care that much. The only thing they really care for is their SAT and ACT scores, and then your GPA. And however your GPA translates between countries, I'm not sure, but make sure you just keep your grades up. You know what I'm saying? So however they go back and look and try to convert, like I don't know what they do, but just make sure they're good. So, what's your favorite player all time and currently? All time, my favorite player is Kobe. That's why you see Kobe right there. You see that Kobe. You see Kobe. And if we're really counting shit, if we really gonna count shit, I mean, Cole played pro. You know what I'm saying? J. Cole played pro. He played pro. Yeah, J. Cole played pro. So I don't know if y'all want to count that. Played in the African basketball league and shit, and he played in the Canadian league. And then currently, I would say my favorite player is Kyrie. Favorite player probably right now is Kyrie. Pretty sure in Canada we don't have SAT. I don't know what I need to do my research on it, because y'all even need to do the research yourself, right? Y'all can even do it yourself, but I'm probably gonna do it just because so many people say, oh, what exactly do we need to do, X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna find the time to do the research for it. I'm gonna let y'all know as soon as I do know. So yeah, just make sure you keep your grades up at least. I don't know how it converts, but stay on top of your grades and everything. Make sure you still, of course, working out and whatnot. But yeah, you say me too, bro. Kyrie too tough. It's not even the game. His game, like his game is one thing. Like he inspired me to learn movement, but it's more so like about what you embody as a person, right? Instead of just being someone who's just, oh, I'm a basketball player, I just play basketball all the time. It's the basketball players that go beyond basketball and understand that basketball is just a mere fraction of life. Like it's beyond that. Like so Kobe, for example, right? His ability to not just be great on the floor, but to be able to decipher the game, be great on the floor, give up those gems and give inspiration to an entire generation is what I feel. I could comfortably say Kobe would be my GOAT, and there could really be no debate in terms of that, because you look back in the history of basketball, who do you know decided to retire and give up the gems? Who did that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see nobody decide to say, oh, I'm gonna retire, then tell everybody what they need to do to be great. You know what I'm saying? They just look like it's not no knock to them, but Kobe is thinking bigger picture. Like, oh, I did it great. I want the next generation to be even greater. And so that concept, just wanting more for not just like the basketball community, but really for society in terms of what he was doing in multiple fields. That shit is like that's goodness. You know what I'm saying? You're operating at the highest level. So, because I took math workplace instead of pre-calc, which workplace is much easier. Oh yeah, pre-calc most definitely may convert to whatchamacallit. That shall most definitely convert to the States, I believe. All right, so boom, someone sent this a little bit ago. I took what you said and applied it to my jumper and fixed it, and this is how it's going. Is there anything wrong? I still need to fix it. All right, this is the first person. This is somebody else. First come, first serve. Oh shit, I hate that space bar bullshit. Let me pause this so I can actually. That guy hand could be leaving a little too early. But I would also like to see some misses. Like, how do you usually miss shots? And you low-key got Alonzo. Yo, what's good, Zaris? How can I join the Discord? It's pinned right there. It's pinned at the top of the chat. It's pinned at the top of the chat. Yo, what's good? Body language is off. What you mean? You body language as in what? Like here on the shot? I would also say the load is gonna set you up for failure. I'll say this load is kind of setting you up for failure because like you're bringing it up on the left side of your body, almost like Lonzo did, right? Almost like that Lonzo, how he brought it up. Boom, that was his shot path. It's emphasized, but boom, you're doing it again right here. So, and the way to which the right arm is loaded, it finishes solid. And low-key, this is low-key kind of like Lonzo. And at the end of the day, if whatever I'm saying, if you're getting the results that you want, fuck everything I'm saying. Fuck it. Don't listen to me. If you're getting the results that you want, right? If the shot's going in, if it's able to work game speed against defenders, right? Catch and shoot, boom, good speed, everything like that. Don't listen to what I'm saying. Don't listen to my advice, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Let me first acknowledge that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it's broke, you gotta see for yourself, and you gotta allow yourself to think for yourself and see, and really ask yourself, how am I missing shots? Why does it feel off? Why am I not able to get my shot off? Or why am I missing right? Am I missing left? Am I missing short? Like, how are my shots feeling? Right? Do I tend to miss left and right often, or do I tend to miss front and back often? Like, how are these misses happening? Why can't I get it off in the game? Like, those little details. Like, you gotta, cause y'all the ones that are going through the reps. I don't go through the reps for y'all, and the reps that y'all show me may be like 2, 3, 4, or 5 reps. I'd rather y'all send me a 5-minute clip of you shooting and missing shots and misses and makes than send me like 2 clips that are 5 seconds apiece. Right? It's tough for me to be able to gauge that. And if any coach looks at you take 2 shots and says, I know exactly what's wrong, they're probably wrong themselves. They're jumping to conclusions. It's like a science experiment. I can't immediately jump to the conclusion of the experiment without having to go through the entire process. Right? I have to go through the entire process and see, is my conclusion valid? Right? Because the process will prove if the conclusion is valid. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to that, I'd rather see y'all send me all the shit. Just send me the whole shit y'all shooting. So it's tough for me to say. It's tough for me to say what you need to fix, because shooting is personalized. It's not about, oh, you have to do X, Y, and Z to be a good shooter. It's more so about what works for you. You know what I'm saying? You see so many people shoot different. So I got good news. I got EYBL connection now, and I'm trying out for a team in February. Bet that. Bro, this year, I ain't gonna lie. This, like, winter, that shit flying. I feel like this shit about to fly. I feel like that shit about to be the goddamn, it's about to be what? On Monday, the 8th or some shit? On Monday? Like, bro, I feel like this shit's about to right out of there. So, when I start, I responded around about probably like around 22. I'm in the U.S. down south, bro. Facts, indeed. All right, this next one. Hey, wait, who's next? Whose one is this? Is this you? Oh, this you? What shoes should you get? I'm gonna need to ask y'all what shoes should I get. I need to cop some new basketball shoes. No cap. I need to cop some new joints. I was thinking about getting the Ja 1 EYBL. Oh, that's you, Jay. Okay. That either the Ja EYBL, the Ja 1 Christmas, the PG 6, or I think I was thinking between those three. I need the Grinches. That's a lot of goddamn money, boy. I ain't gonna lie. Even me myself, I'm like, I don't want to see that minus in my bank account until I got a real amount. You know what I'm saying? Until I got a real good amount. I ain't making those big purchases no more, bro. That shit is dumb. It's really dumb. I can't do that. My bad. That is short. Hold on. Pause. Hold on.
With all due respect.
Wait, wrong one. My bad.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It's kind of crazy. He said, my bad, that is short. I grew up playing football, soccer, and rugby, so I haven't played basketball very consistently. No idea how to fix this. Any help, much appreciated. Let me just watch the video through. Chill. Yo, what the fuck happened to this goddamn room? What the fuck happened? Y'all some menaces. Hey, I see why y'all motherfuckers play rugby and shit. Y'all rugby motherfuckers came in and grabbed the rim, pulled the rim off the goddamn backboard. Goddamn. Y'all niggas out there playing too goddamn physical and rough. Mini pause on that. Mini pause. That's a mini pause. Hold on, let me go back. You know what would probably be best for you though? You said you play soccer and you play rugby, right? And so soccer, you probably got a good amount of stamina, right? Soccer, you probably got a good amount of stamina. Hold on, let me see. Okay, all messages are visible. Okay, I had to change that setting right quick. But boom. In your film, okay, Gorilla Ball. Okay, that shit is low key. Sorry, I peeped. But look, what I'll say in your case, right? You play soccer, so you probably got good stamina, solid footwork. But you played also rugby, which is an extremely aggressive sport, right? And so when it comes down to basketball, you cannot allow that same aggression to be able to translate over into basketball, because basketball is a game of grace. It's a game of smoothness and elegance, right? That's where it really varies between a lot of other sports. You can't play with that same aggression and tenacity. You got to really have an elegance and a grace to the game. So the importance of having that and what that'll bring is allow you to say shoot and finish and have a soft touch, right? If you want to be a good shooter, if you want to be a good finisher, you need a soft touch. So soft touch, what exactly does that mean? That's really how I see it, and how I define it is the velocity that you put on the ball, like the speed the ball goes in the air as it gets to the rim. And so when you get shots like kind of like this or boom right here, especially I think you took this one off the dribble. The velocity is just the speed and how like I was saying, the velocity on it. So ultimately, what I would say for you to do is just start your way in and work out. You know what I'm saying? Start your way form shooting for a little while. Get underneath the rim. Only make swishes, right? If you're gonna do say you do 100 makes form shots, right? Only do 100 makes as swishes. Only net, right? And don't cheat yourself, because the only person that you're cheating when you cheat is yourself, right? So don't cheat yourself. So do like 150 form shot makes, boom, when you get into the gym, and don't try to step far back, because now by going further back, you have to put more of a touch on the ball to get it there, but you got to build that soft touch from underneath the rim. And by the way, as soon as I get this East Bay this month, I'm gonna get the East Bay this month. As soon as I get that shit, I'm doing exactly what I told y'all before. I'm gonna do the Steph Curry jump shot correction phase/process. I'm gonna go 3 months form shooting. 3 months. Not gonna play no pickup. Not gonna do nothing. I'm gonna do form shooting for 3 months straight. And I might vlog it as well. I may just track my progress. And then once I get the exact result I want, and the same results that y'all want, y'all gonna understand it's not about what you do. It's not about what you're just doing right now. You got to be able to play the long game and stay patient. Because a lot of y'all, the only reason you don't do that is because you can't be patient and trust in the process, right? But I'm gonna show y'all that shit works. Y'all should already know Stephen Curry did it. If Stephen Curry did it, I should do it myself. But a lot of y'all don't want to do that. But even though it was literally in his process, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna show y'all how that shit go. And when I pull up and do some 1v1s, some 2-on-2s, once I finish this school shit, and y'all like, damn, he don't miss, I'm gonna refer y'all right back to the 3 months of form shooting I did. And I was like, yeah, that's what it was. And even after form shooting, what am I gonna do after 3 months? I'm gonna go to mid-range. I'm gonna go to mid-range for a cool 2 months, right? Boom, work on the mid-range game, get a super good, solid touch, and make sure my mechanics are sharp. So boom, after that, I'm gonna go deep mid-range before I even go to 3. Fuck that, I'm gonna go deep mid-range, then I'm gonna get to 3. You're gonna see the whole process, and it's like, y'all be like, oh damn, he can shoot. I can shoot now, but I want to be able to shoot at NBA player level. I want to be able to shoot at that level. And I can admit right now, I'm not at that level to where everything I shoot, all I really know is make. Everything 90% of the time is going in, right? I'm not at that level right now. And I want to get to that level, so I must go back, fix what I did wrong, so I can be able to grow and get better. I see, bro. East Bay. Hey, bro, I'm trying to get this shit this month. I'm going to get this shit this month. I'm learning some more shit about like upper body training and a lot of things I've been lacking and missing out in terms of my program and how I've been going about things. So I'm about to incorporate that now, and then y'all going to see the growth and see the progress. I need some tips to extend my range to 3-point. So it depends on how you kind of shoot jumpers, because you really got to shoot middies and shoot threes differently, especially if you're shooting middies off the dribble. So it may be the way as to which you shoot the 3. Because some people could shoot a midi the same way as they do shoot a 3. A lot of people shoot it differently, especially when it's off the dribble. But it just depends on you. It's that personalization of basketball. So depends. I don't really know how you shoot. I can't really say. I don't know you. I haven't seen you hoop. But if you send a video, I try my best to help out. What do you do after 100 makes under the basket? You move back. Probably do another 100 under the basket, and that's all you do. Only shoot form shots. You only shoot form shots. Try this out. Do form instead of doing the 3 months, because I know even maybe for you and just a lot of people that's probably intolerable because y'all lack the patience. Just go about a week, right? Go do 1 week straight, 7 days. If you can't do 7 days, I really can't help you because you just lack the discipline. But at least go 7 days at least, right? Do 250 form shot makes, or do 200, right? Form shot makes, right? From right underneath the basket, like right next to the rim, from the corner angle, the wing angle, top, wing, corner, right? 40 a spot, 40 swishes, right? 40 swishes, right? And then you'll allow yourself to naturally correct your form instead of also always thinking about, oh, where do I have to put my hand? Where do I have to put the ball? Your body will naturally change for you to do what's necessary for the ball to go in the way you want it to go in, right? And so that's going to be a natural process that's going to allow you to develop that personalization of your shot instead of always thinking, oh, what do I have to do? Elbow here, hand here, offhand here. Like, that's going to allow you to develop that personalized jumper that you need. So just do that. 40 makes from the corner, 40 from the wing, from the top, from the wing, from the corner, right underneath the basket, 7 days straight. And then if you want to take a step back and shoot, go ahead. It's going to feel better, but I can guarantee if you continue to do that and then shoot some middies after a month or 2 months, it's going to feel way better. So just do that. Just do that to start. Can you make a second channel do IRL vlogs? I'm not doing IRL stuff until I finish school, because that's a whole, like, when I do something, I don't like to half-ass it. I don't like to half-ass a bunch of stuff. So even when I do vlogs and shit like that, I don't even know if I'll do vlogs, because I'm not that like, I don't really like to just record everything I do. You know what I'm saying? I'll put whatever I need to put out that brings purpose. You know what I'm saying? But everything else, like whatever is my personal life, But in time, I maybe just put it on the channel I have now. We'll see how my content grows and develops in time. Y'all gonna see. The whole workout is 100 form shots under the basket. I'll say 200. Exactly like we just said right there. Maybe I'll come back later. Piece. All right, he got a slide. Where can I send a video? Discord. If you're in the Discord is linked at the top of the chat. Top in the chat. The top in the chat. If you're not in the Discord, boom, it's right there. So this is that one. All right, boom. Hold on. Oh, you said yeah, I was about to literally watch this shit right now. Yeah, you said you sent your clip. You only got one clip? Buddy out here in PJs. Buddy better be nice. Niggas in PJs better be nice. By the way, dunking is not the funnest thing in the world, bro. Dunking is not the funnest thing in the world, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is what comes with dunking. I didn't even realize I had this shit right here. Like, I'm probably like 2 dunks away on this hand from splitting this open again. You know what I'm saying? I hate when this shit cut, bro. I didn't even dunk a lot, bro. I didn't even dunk a lot is a crazy thing. But that shit low-key getting cold outside. Hands be dry a little bit. But damn. You just double? You just double game? I got bruises inside my hand, bro. Shit. Like these calluses, bro. This is dunking. This one is lifting, I think. This one's a lifting one. But this black shit, that's dunking, bro. You doubled? You doubled? I did not double. All right, let's see. Let's review. The fuck was that? Oh my gosh. Hold on. Pick up. Drop. Okay, he ain't double. You just picked the ball back up. In real speed, it looked like you may have like got it and then dribbled again. Like it look at the left. We're right here or not right there. But look, it looks like you picked up and then you literally hit it down with your left. And then like intentfully. Looks like you hit it down intentfully. But what I could tell you from this clip though is that you need to hit leg day, my boy. You need to do some isometrics and some motion, my boy. All right. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna last you right now, but when that wear and tear begin to build up, that's when shit gonna begin to get rough. You know what I'm saying? That's when the injury is gonna start to kick in. So you probably high school. You don't gotta start nothing crazy. You probably like what, sophomore or some shit, freshman, sophomore, possibly. Start with some basic body weight isometrics. You know what I'm saying? Do things like that. Make sure you eating. Make sure you try to get 100 grams of protein a day. I'll say aim for about 90 to 100. Probably the best would probably be about 120, but that's kind of tough to do depending on like the resources you have available and whatnot. But So I'll say aim for around 90 to 100 grams of protein. Clean food. Try to get your fruits, get your vegetables. Try not to get fast food. Don't eat sugars. Don't eat candies, chips, junk food, highly processed food. And then boom, like you'll see. Oh damn, you already graduated. You look like you was young, nigga. You got to gain some weight. Didn't you send me a video before? Ain't you sent me a video before? Now I think about it. And I told you the same shit. Was this game? Was this game? I can tell it was like, let's go with some shit. That shit might have been game. Yeah, that shit was game. That's yo. Niggas is probably pissed. Niggas is probably pissed. But yeah though. Cool little float. Cool little float. But yeah, just keep hooping though. Keep hooping though. Keep hooping though. I don't think I got anything else left in the Discord. And we about 40 minutes. It's a goddamn straight fault. Damn. I did not intend for this shit to be this far into the stream. No breakdown. But fuck it. I don't think I got any more questions. Let me double check. All right, boom. I got that. We about to get to this breakdown. Yo, Killian Hayes is just so like, it's difficult to watch. I'm sorry. Like the time I watched the Pistons, it really bothered me. I don't know if y'all seen that stream, but it was rough. It was rough. I was like, damn, it's getting tough. I don't know how much longer this shit gonna be. This shit tough, right? So boom. All right, let's get to this breakdown though. Let me open this stuff up right quick. Yo, what's good? What's good? Sick. What's good? Hold on. Shai versus Tatum. Shai versus Tatum. Shai versus Tatum. Shai versus Tatum. Hey, Tori, by the way, are you Onyx from Twitch? Unless I'm tripping. I just want to make sure. Do you gain weight if you eat rice a lot? Rice is just a bunch of carbs. Rice is just carbs. So if you're just talking about like it's just you need all your macros, right? You need a good balance of macros. So even when it comes down to rice, the best rice there is wild rice. Like it's a long black grain of rice, but that shit is expensive. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I would say not to try to overconsume a bunch of rice and try to get your carbs in other ways, like having whole wheat bread, having fruits, getting some of your vegetables, like get your carbs diverse but also clean at the same time. So you can have rice, you can have like rice and beans or some chicken and rice or some shit like that, whatever you want to make. But try not to just have a whole bunch of goddamn rice at once. How tall are you? I'm about 6'1". I'm about 6'1". If the hoe's asking, I'm about 6'2". Depends who asking. If I'm hooping, I'll say I'm 6'1". But also, boom. I was gonna say, remember how I told y'all to get my vert up? I was like, I didn't do no upper body, and I come to realize, right? This is something I'm gonna tell y'all now, but the only way y'all gonna learn more is if y'all go hit that membership and y'all gonna see all my posts as I continue to learn on a day-to-day basis, right? So boom, right? I didn't do upper body for the past about year or like really like 14 months really, right? Because I was under the concept of if I don't have as much weight up here, like in my arms, then the amount of weight I got to take to go up, if I get my legs stronger, my core strong, of course, and everything that's down here, I could get up higher, right? But come to understand now, I was just really sitting there. I was like, you're too stuck in your ways. You got to continue to learn. Like, let's really question this, right? Let's just not sit here on this concept and think this is what's right. Let me really understand and see if what I'm thinking is wrong. And I was wrong, really, to an extent, right? For my situation at that point in time, I did need to let go of a lot of upper body muscle, especially my chest, my bicep, my tricep, and everything like that. Those are the upper body muscles you don't need. But in your shoulders, in your back, that's where I always told y'all, right? Even when y'all said, all right, how do I put on weight? All right, just look at the physique of an NBA player and you'll see exactly where you need weight, which is your back and your shoulders, right? But I was like, all right, I'm just training for jump. I don't really need to do too much of that. But I really do, because I was like, all right, let me look at sprinters. Let me look at like Usain Bolt. Let me see these Olympic track athletes and see how their physique is. Ginormous shoulders, right? They're not jumping, but they got huge shoulders. On the fact that when you run, your upper body also provides you with torque, right? Rotational force, right? So you're literally here turning. Now you think about when you're playing basketball. Tween, I'm turning, boom, tween, turning. If you're jumping, right? Bring the ball up, boom, windmill. Like this rotational force, or like even just a regular dunk. Like you need that. You need to be able to have and develop that torque through the upper body and your shoulders and your back, right? And so what your back does and what your shoulders do are extremely vital, but I'm gonna continue to do some more research. And if y'all want to peep more before I drop my vert program, not this summer but next summer, y'all gotta go make sure you gotta get that membership, and we about to go get started on this breakdown super right now too. So also merch is about to get dropped as well. So I've also just all of that for me to say, I'm about to start doing some upper body stuff, but I'm about to get real meticulous when it comes down to what needs to be done. Me too. He's 16. You think I'll grow something? You can if you change your lifestyle. If you change some of your eating habits and get your sleep and everything like that, proper rest, you could grow more. That's all I could say. If you provide your body with the proper nutrition, then you're doing all you can for your body to continue to grow, right? So that's all I can say when it comes down to that. I'm not saying you will, but it gives you a higher. The likelihood of you growing is higher. So, like Tatum, imagine getting bumped by him or even Carmelo down. You gonna need loads of ice. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I realized too. I was like, damn, I'm thin right now too. I need to make sure I get my strength up before I really start hooping for real again. Where I get my membership, it's on YouTube. Like, you should maybe able just to go to my channel and it should say like subscribe or some shit along those lines in that area. I don't know exactly what it says, but it should be, whether you go to my channel, it may say subscribe, or it may say like anything in the chat, get a membership. Like it should be like right there. So let me just kind of get this pulled up for the stream right quick. Hold on, for the Instagram right quick. Let me post on the story, and then boom. I'm probably gonna post on there today as well. I'm probably gonna post on there today as I do some more research. All right, boom. Hold on. Let me get this posted for Instagram. We're gonna get started. Boom. Hold on. We about to get done. Hold on. That was quick. Pause. Hold on. Boom. Hold on. We about to get done expeditiously. We about to be done expeditiously. Hold on. Bop. Boom. Bop. Boom. Ah, shit. What the fuck? All right. Boom. There we go. We locked in. We about to get started. Let me pull up this. Bop. There we go. Let me leave that there. Got that binaural beat going right quick. I ain't gonna lie. I told y'all this already, but I be using a 3.2 hertz frequency, and I listen to it for like the last 15, 20 minutes before I go to sleep. And my sleep quality, top notch sleep quality. Of course, I'll also make sure I eliminate blue lights before I go to sleep, which is like just the regular lights from your ceiling, from your phones. And there's a setting on your phone that's as to what you could be, that turns off blue light. And you could set a schedule for it, so it could turn off at a certain point in time every single night. So I would really recommend y'all do that, because that's something y'all could do literally today, and y'all sleep quality could be even better, right? Just boom, have the hertz frequency, because what that allows you to do will put your brain in like a delta state, which is like kind of that deepest level of sleep. One, and then two, it also allowed the not the frequency, but the blue light. It helps activate and stimulate that melatonin for your sleep cycle to continue. Because what blue light does is that it cuts off and breaks that sleep cycle and makes it harder for you to sleep. So if you constantly consume that blue light, you just want to be up all day, damn near, or you're gonna be up longer. Let me put it like that. Jayson need to attack the rim more, in my opinion. I can't see no more sidestep middies. At times he can use it, but I do agree with you though. I agree with you though. Damn, you a scientist? I'm not that deep invested into it. Wait until I really get into my bag when it comes down to like that type of stuff, like neurology and shit like that. Wait till I really get into my bag. Like this is just some basic stuff as to which like it just could help me like this. You know what I'm saying? Just the everyday stuff. But once I get more time on my hands and could just full out, just go and study, just off my own interest and intrigue, just wait till the type of gems I'm gonna be able to have for y'all. And y'all gonna realize there's a bunch of shit that's interconnected with your ability to perform and just play basketball and life in general. So y'all gonna really peep. And that's why I be putting that shit on my story. Y'all be seeing like little quotes or whatever. It's really my own quotes. I don't steal no quotes. This is all my own thought. Right? So a little like quotes and shit I be putting on my story. That's another reason why I put it up there, because it's gonna help you on basketball, but most importantly help you all in life. But let me get the water. And we about to get straight to it. Let me turn it down a tad bit as well. Boom. Here we go. Yeah, let's go right there. Boom. Now, first things first. We got what? 7 minutes of clips? 7 minutes of clips. Phone turned off. Here we go. Now, the Thunder won this game, by the way. Thunder won by 4. But if y'all saw the end of this game, this shit was crazy. Y'all saw the end of this game, this shit was crazy. Tatum had 30. Shai had 34. So I was like, for shit show, I gotta watch this. Now, boom. Let me make sure I slow this down. Because I ain't gonna lie. Out the gate, this is a gem. This is some shit that you could put in your notebook right now, and I guarantee you, if you get some reps up and if this is a part of your game, you could get better. I guarantee you. This shit is tough. I watched this 30 seconds into the game, and I was like, oh, shit, this is one quiet way to start off the damn game, right? You know what I'm saying? Pull up like them. You know what I'm saying? But the little detail within it, like the little detail, right? And so, look, this is what really separates Shai's mid-range from so many players. Look at his stop. Right there, something so subtle, you'd even peep it. Look, because what a lot of players do is that they'll go and they'll make this bump, and they'll need to take another 1-2 after they make that bump to get up. Shai bumps, stops immediately on that right, only takes one step, and he's already in the air while Derek White is still leaning forward, hoping he can be able to get a hand up. But good luck, my boy, you cooked. Bucket. That little 2 steps he took right there, that 2 steps. Right there, just cooking. Like taking 2 less steps, let me say. Taking those 2 less steps, right? Because look, a lot of people like to bump, boom, get out into space after they make this bump. He literally just stops right there on the dime. And that's not even just, let me just go and try this. You've got to teach yourself to be able to do 2 things at the same time. To stop and to bump, right? And to bump effectively, most importantly. Because if you can't drive and be able to maintain a good angle, you're not going to be able to get a good bump as well. So there's so many things that go into just being able to do some shit like this. There's so many things. Like, all right, boom, I'm here. I'm ready to take on the contact. Good with the shoulder. Good on the leg. Stop on a dime. That foot is literally just... That shit don't move after that. Ain't no stumbling. Ain't no nothing. Balance is right there in the sharp. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not just getting the reps up and building this unorthodox rhythm in this footwork, but it's also getting in the weight room and being able to have that single leg strength. Walked him down. Shai so smooth for real. I ain't gonna, Shai's game. The thing is, I can see Shai also being a 38% 3-point shooter. I can see him being a 38% 3-point shooter as well. And he's already averaging like 30 plus. Like he's averaging like 31, 32 or some shit. Like that's ridiculous. That's the thing about it too. Why SGA? Hey, you can see this, right? You gonna understand. Look, but even on the play, he was though, right? He was. This wasn't their matchups. Holiday's matchup was Shai out the gate. But I ain't gonna lie, Shai was cooking Drew. And I was watching, I was like, this isn't their best matchup. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like Drew can't guard him. It's just that in terms of the person that you're just guarding, as a defender, there's certain styles of offensive players that allow you to guard, that help you guard, that are easier for you to guard, right? There's certain styles of offensive players and their movements and how they go and shit like that Like there's so many different players and different styles of offensive players that as a defender, even though you're labeled as just great all around, there's certain players that are going to be tougher to guard than others. And so I feel as though for Jrue Holiday, Shai was is one of those players that's just a little tougher for him to guard, just from what I was seeing here. And now, of course, I know there's multiple variables, but a lot of times, like, he was getting blow-bys on Jrue, then boom, lay. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was manipulating certain things, and it seemed a little tougher for Jrue just to stay in front. Whereas you're going to see later down the breakdown, but Tatum was guarding Shai really well. He was guarding him really well. Now, it was in clutch time, and you could say, oh, he may have been a little tired, but fatigue really ain't no factor when it comes to players like that. But when I seen Tatum guard him, he learned his lesson on one play. He stayed down. He has the lengths to where he could be able to play back a little bit, bait the shot, but still be able to contest the midi and move his feet. That I feel as though that was the best matchup for him. And also Derek White, in my opinion, also did a little better of a job on Shai. But it's just matchups, though. It's matchups. How to drive to the basket and blow by defenders as an undersized player. There's probably like 15 concepts as I read that popped into my brain. I'll need a book to write if I was to name all those concepts. That's why I'm saying when y'all ask questions, be as specific as you can, right? So if you're trying to blow by defenders, are you too slow? Are you scared of contact? Are you just attacking bad? Do you have just bad angles? Are you not low enough? Are you not strong enough? Like there's so many things that goes on as to which could be an answer for that. But if I were to say the most common shit I would see to say, oh, how do I blow by defenders? If you want to get faster, get stronger. I would say do that. If you want to get faster, get stronger. If you want to be able to get better at taking on contact, get stronger. Really, basketball strength, functional strength is the answer to a lot of problems for a lot of players when it comes down to being a ball handler and a playmaker. So I would say that's just one way to go. Exactly. I got a clip earlier. I got quite a few clips at that. I got quite a few clips. So when it comes down to that, but I gotta say something about Chet. This is supposed to be Jayson Tatum and Jrue and Shai, but I gotta say some shit about Chet, right? And I ain't gonna lie. When you compare Chet and Wemby, I ain't gonna lie. Chet clears Wemby on the fact of this. Look, the levels he plays at. You don't see Wemby get this low, right, and be able to change direction. Boom. Getting low, another change of direction. You don't see Wemby do this, right? You usually see Wemby get stood up, and that's really off the fact that he might just be 7'4", right? He's 7'3", 7'4". His frame is a little taller, and he's just not as used at playing at that level. So at the moment, at this point in time, I'll give Chet in terms of skill a little over Wemby because he's used to getting into these moves and being comfortable in these change of directions. But this is also something that could be learned in time as Wemby gets stronger. So don't count him out too early. Because this shit is tough. I was looking at this, I was like, what the fuck? Like, he's getting this low. He's getting this low. This is another guard. Like, you can't get to his hips no more. Like, I don't think y'all realize that, right? I don't think y'all realize that. Because that's the biggest thing. This is the biggest separator between Chet and Wemby, right? Is the levels they dribble at. Because when you get this low, you can't get to their hips even if you're smaller, right? He's 7'2", getting this low. So now he's making another go move. And now he's still low on the spin. And now I just get into space, get over the top, and you just cannot contest this, right? That's the biggest separator. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to get to those hips. It's hard to really handshake and do all those little things when you're that low. And he's that tall. And it's like now you get into one of those spins, it's like good luck. You know what I'm saying? He's just shooting over the top. He don't see you. SGA is cooking Jrue. Yeah, y'all peep. I'm telling y'all, if y'all watch the game, SGA was cooking Jrue. And y'all can't lie. Tatum was doing a great job at the end. He only got fooled one time, which was on that pump fake. Y'all gonna see it later. But there's a pump fake he had, then Tatum learned his lesson. And then Derek White also did a solid job, if you ask me. He didn't do as good as Tatum, but he didn't do as bad as Jrue. I don't really want to say bad, but he wasn't frying Derek White like he was Jrue. So I was like, why didn't they just switch this shit up? I know Jrue is supposed to be a guy that just takes the best perimeter player, but it's about matchups at this point. So also, I would want to see Jaylen Brown on him too. I'd also want to see Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown would be a good defender on Shai. I'm not saying he's gonna stop him, but I'm saying he'll make it tough. He'll make him work. They have the best spacing in the league. They do because they got Chet in that motherfucker. The only person that really can't shoot is Josh Giggly Goo. But he's been hitting shots lately. So like, it's just whatever. What you said? I see. I like at least the past 2 games. He had like 4 threes this game. I was like, what the fuck? I thought he bricks. I see him as a dynasty with the current players being under 26 and all those future picks. Well, you see all these young players, you understand you have to get paid too, right? You have to pay. And I don't know if they got that payroll. I don't know if they cutting that check like that. You know what I'm saying? You may cut that check for Chet. You may cut that check for Shai, Jalen Williams. But how about when it starts to get to those other young guys who like, man, I could hoop. I got this skill, I got this talent, and this other team gonna pay me. This other team gonna pay me more than OKC because OKC got to prioritize that top 3. So it's like, where are they gonna go? I think honestly they should trade Josh Giddey and get a 5. Chet is not no 5. You need to get actual 5, bro. You need to put Chet at the 4, get a bit, bro. They'll be so comp. Bro. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, bro. No, nah. They'll be so comp. I'm not. If they traded Josh Giddey and got a 5, like say, think about a squad like this, and then say they get like a. It could be a traditional 5, but say they get like a Miles Turner or some shit like that. They're probably not gonna trade him now because the Pacers trying to compete. But if they got a real 5 and Chet don't have to be in this motherfucker guarding like Embiid's and shit, getting fried and shit, like trying to be the big man down low, like they'll be so comp, bro. I don't think y'all understand. They'll be so comp. And right here too, look, this is where it kind of does get tricky, where y'all like, damn, Shai was cooking Drew, right? But you got to understand this other side of it too, right? Even though it seemed as though Shai was cooking Drew, all of these scenarios aren't not just regular 1v1s, right? They're not just like, oh, he's just going one-on-one attacking, right? In situations like this isn't really a one-on-one situation because you got the screen right there. And the only reason Drew's about to get shook like this and out of position like that is because that screen that slipped, right? Understand his movements. Look at this hop. That right there is only because he thought a screen was coming, right? So he got to a base to where he's more strong instead of being quick, right? So now he's heavier on his feet. And now that screen is gone. Now he has to find his feet again. And now he has happy feet at this point. So now Shai, boom, little step back. That step back is perfect for Shai's bag, by the way. And he gets that bucket. So it's not like he was just one-on-one, 1-4 flat, let me cook him. There's other things that's going on that manipulated Drew and allowed Shai to get his way. So y'all gonna continue to peep that as well. You think Mikey Williams gonna make, with his record right now, not even playing a college game, the most film you got on him right now at the moment is from high school when he was playing against kids who got 1300s on their SAT and then are going to frat parties right now and shit. Like he playing against them motherfuckers. It's gonna be a little tough. He's gonna have to build his name back. He's gonna have to build his reputation back because NBA is a business. This shit not just about, oh, could he hoop? It's a business. And so when it comes down to those owners, they really not gonna take a chance on a player like that at the present time, unless he build his name back to the point where his talent and what he's doing is like, oh shit, we got to take him. Like somebody's gonna give him a chance. Unless he does that. But like I said as well, like last time he played was high school. You don't know how he plays like in a system. High school is not no system, right? You don't know how he plays like when he's getting coached extremely hard. When he has to go through this difficult training camps and conditioning, like you don't know what his mindset is or what he's kind of built out of. Not saying that he doesn't have it, but at this point in time, we just don't know, right? And so, is he going to get another opportunity? Where is he going to get it? And how is he going to make use of it? So, we'll see. Favorite teams in the future, they're going to be going for a championship? They could most def go for a chip. I'm telling you, trade Josh, giggity goo, get a 5. I'm telling you, they're going to be tough. They're going to be tough. They're going to be comp. They're going to be real comp. Real comp, bro. And now Tatum. This is where Tatum stuff kind of begin. Peep it though, right? I actually didn't know you moved to YouTube. Bro, y'all don't be peep. Y'all just don't be y'all don't be in tune, bro. Y'all gotta just stay in tune, bro. I've been on YouTube for like at least like a month and some change, maybe 2 months ish. Honestly, maybe like 2 months. Really. But all my live streams ever since I've been on YouTube are still on YouTube. That's the thing about YouTube. My VODs are still there. My live stream VODs are still there. So you can literally go back if you want to watch, like, I kid you not, probably like 10 live streams or so, 12 or some shit. All of them, 3 hours, 2-3 hours. You can go ahead and watch that if you want. But look, I need y'all to peep too, right? So Tatum ends up coming off the screen, right? And now he gets blitzed. And now you're like, all right, he's already gone, right? And now, all right, let me go just make this pass to Porzingis. But it's not as simple as this two-man read that's at the top. You kind of got to also read that weak side as well, and got to stay patient with it, right? So coming off the screen, look, he gets doubled. And now you will immediately think, all right, give it to Porzingis. But Josh Giddey really is the key on this, because Josh Giddey ends up following through with Derek White, right? And that shows Porzingis is still going to be open. I could just hit that to Porzingis, right? But say Josh Giddey decided to take away Porzingis, leave White here, and allow Shai to play help and step over. And now they try to play out of this. And then Chet gets back here. He takes his corner. You got to make sure you continue to make these reads, right? Instead of trying to make these reads just based off what's going on at the top, especially in pick and rolls. You got to continue to read that weak side and see who's going to be the person to step over and recover in these situations, and then make that read for sure. I did not talk about the Knicks Raptor shit. I did not talk about that. I ain't talk about that, bro. Hold on. The Knicks Raptor shit. They're still gonna be mid as fuck. Like, I ain't gonna lie. RJ Barrett. Let me say a couple things. I don't want to take up too much time. But RJ Barrett going to Toronto, he could have a breakout year. He could have a break, not this year, but it had to be next year, because he'll have an off season with the system, and now he has more freedom to score because Pascal Siakam is gonna get moved, right? So if he has a really good off season and does develop that mental, you know what I'm saying? Then we could be able to see RJ Barrett could have a breakout year. And he could be a 24 point per game scorer, 23, really. You know what I'm saying? Going into next year, possibly. Right? I'm not going to put anything too crazy on it, because last time I put something crazy on a player, they ended up not doing what I said, and they ended up averaging about a dime and a nickel. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of sad. You know what I'm saying? Dime and a nickel and a couple pennies. You already know who I'm talking about, but goddamn, that shit is sad. It's rough. But I still don't lose hope in him, right? But boom, that right there for RJ Barrett. Siakam's getting moved. Yeah, Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett. That's going to be interesting. But New York, you get Anunoby, have Brunson and Randall. You still have no star. You need a star if you want to win a championship. They're still going to be mid. You're still losing to Boston. Probably losing to Philly as well. Milwaukee, you're losing to Milwaukee. So that puts you around number 4. And they already struggled against the Magic. So the Magic, I think they'll probably beat the Magic. Even though I'm a Magic fan. Jalen Brunson's the best player in that series because our team doesn't have no playoff experience. So they may beat us in the playoffs, but I'll still root hard. You know what I'm saying? So it's still a little tough for them. Like they're at best 4th. Actually, they'll lose to Miami. So they're 5th. They're the 5th best team at best in the East. Indiana may whoop their ass. That's tough. I don't know. It's difficult, bro. It's difficult for New York. You see them make these moves, but they get no star, bro. You just get Jalen Brunson, who's an all-star, Randall, Anunoby. He's a good, but like that's not no championship team. Let me leave that there. Where do you think Siakam is going to end up with? Mavs? Mavs will be very interesting. Mavs would be cool. That would be cool. You say Ellie Canoe breakdown was cold. Hey, we gonna peep some more college shit in time, bro. Just wait on when I get that Bronny James breakdown. Just wait, we gonna get a Bronny breakdown. We gonna get all that little stuff. You know what I'm saying? As the basketball season begins to ramp up, just make sure y'all also keep me in tune. Make sure y'all keep me in tune if there's any college players y'all want me to watch. Favorite team? I just answered that. Orlando. I'm from Orlando. Finally decided to go to build around Scotty. So Pascal's out of there. Like. Well, he's like fucking 30. Like 30 game. Like, get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Put him on a contender. I'm starting to watch more games, and what are the fundamentals you think I need to pay attention to get better? I would say reads. Film comes down to reads. And also, once you learn these reads and you learn like what's going on the floor, then it makes it easier to build skill, because you'll know where to build skill and how often it occurs for certain players. So when it kind of comes down to that, in itself. Like, understand why certain players make the decisions that they make, right? And don't try to instill that into your process, right? Into how you make reads, but just understand why certain players do it according to them. Because you can't make the same reads as Kevin Durant, because Kevin Durant could just shoot over the top. We can't do that, right? We just can't do that as fairly average-sized human beings and average-sized hoopers. We can't do what KD does. So you can't try to take his reads, right? You can't really try to take Bron's reads and his finishes sometimes. But there's certain parts of it you can strip down, but you got to start basic. I don't want to get too far into that, but just watch players and how they make reads and learn spacing, learn how players are able to thrive in a team environment. Yo, what's good, Obito? What's good? Thoughts on Anthony Black? Ooh, that's tough. Anthony, he cool, like he's solid, but we need Markel back, bro. We need Markel back. We need Markel. Because Kel, he provides a level of poise and a level of leadership on the floor at the point guard spot, and he can really play both sides. Like, he has a good mid, he can finish well, he can be aggressive and score. Anthony Black don't really score. He's not really a scorer. He has length and solid speed, enough speed to guard some guards as well. But like overall, offensively, we're missing a lot by not having Markel, because he's really like the captain on that offensive side. Like, he's just controlling everything. So even though Paulo can make himself, but he's not the point where he's that floor general like Markel is. So they said he has tendonitis, and that shit scares me. Because when they don't know what the fuck is going on, they just say tendonitis. And so that's the part that's like, damn, bruh. Like, really? Like, Mark, we got to hit with the injury bug again, bruh? Like, come on, bruh. So that's the tough part about it. Jalen Suggs, I fuck with Jalen Suggs as well. He took a step up as actually playing the 2. And we need to make sure Fultz gets back so then Suggs could stop playing the 1 so much. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that either. So, let's get back to this, though. Let's get back. Here we go. And now right here, this is another thing that's just like where you could see it was evident that Drew was kind of struggling a little bit, but it was really on Shai though, because the way he was able to manipulate his pace to deceive Drew Holiday. And Drew Holiday's a great goddamn defender. He's a great defender. So, but the way he was able to deceive and manipulate this stuff, right? It was just crazy, right? Look. Understand, Drew Holiday, one of the best defenders in the league, right? But Shai is able to deceive him by simply using pace. Watch how he delays this in and out, right? Look, I don't even think you understood it from the first watch. See it again, look, right? I want y'all to look at this and look how late he decides to put force into his drive. Look, and then out occurs, not until that ball is already right there, right on the ground, like damn near right off the bounce. Right, and so him being so paced and so poised and so relaxed at that point in time has now kept Drew Holiday relaxed. So now, boom, he gets by, kick out, boom, to Josh, giggity goo, and now, boom, hits that corner 3. Like, that shit is tough. Bro, what the fuck is going on in my headphones? What the fuck? Hold on. All right, I'm about to reset these motherfuckers. This shit keep making some noise. I don't know what is going on. I literally, as I was saying that whole breakdown, that shit just kept on like making like static noise, bro. I want to really throw these shits out, bro. I may have to go and cop some new headphones. Bro. Fuck it, write it off. Here we go. If this shit start up again, I might just take off these headphones. How the fuck he get crossed off that little ass cross? Bro, you know how many times I watched this back over the first time, bro? I don't think y'all understand. Like, when I be watching film, there be some plays where I'll sit there and watch shit for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, one play. This play, it took me on a 30, 40-minute tangent. I kid you not. I was sitting here, after I watched this play, I went to go watch more shit on Jayson Tatum and his workouts and try to uncover how the fuck this shit worked. I tried to uncover what it was, and I just had to come down to a hypothesis. This is not no real formulated conclusion, because I know that there's a science behind this move, and exactly if you go ask Tatum or ask Drew Hanlon, but I could come down to a hypothesis. You know what I'm saying? I could come down to a hypothesis. And so Tatum too tough, bro. Too tough is an understatement, right? So look at this, right? He just shifted Jay Williams, right? J Dub, right? He just shifted him off that little ass cross. That little ass cross. I don't think y'all understand how baby that cross was. Look, he shifted him off that shit. But look though, really understand though, right? And so, while I was able to just kind of see off of this, right? When you see Tatum get down here, it's more so I'm reading movement or either reading feet, right? But if I'm just watching Jalen Williams off of this and you're reading movement, what movement signifies where he's going to jump to? It's going to be this off arm right here or this left arm right here. Look, that was already loaded and coming across. So by the time Tatum was already paced and it was just seeing J-Dub and see how he was moving, boom, cross the other way. Now I just have a whole lane, and my lane is still right there because he didn't get far out from that cross, right? Because really, what's the key to this and maintaining that drive is that he hit this cross, and a lot of people cross and get out extremely wide, right? So now this almost takes away the lane that you might have. Tatum, boom, cross. That next step is occurring right here. Now it's boom, line, get the help, kick to Porzingis. Porzingis, boom, does what he does, knockdown. So like kind of just seeing like that, like the ability to it's almost like you're boxing, like it's a boxer, right? In the pocket or some shit like that, right? And so like you right here just trying to see movements. You can't really put too much thought to it. And it's kind of become instinct, right? It's kind of just become instinct. These little ways to counter out this, he's just been in there so much, right? To where anytime somebody's about to go and do something, boom, I know how to counter off of it. I could be able to read movement without having to put thought into the movement. So I feel as though that's what that situation was in itself. But of course, in time, I'm going to pick brains and I'm going to see exactly what the fuck it is. Another thing with Drew. This shit is tough. I want y'all to most importantly, right? Peep the lay package that Shai is using. I just want you to notice it, right? But first things first, notice this instead, right? Notice Shai's eyes, right? Notice where Shai's looking. He's looking off the floor, right? He's scanning the floor. And so now as a defender, Drew Holiday in the situation, you're not going to be as ready to guard, right? Since he's scanning the floor. And now at this point, he turns and looks down and is going to get into attack mode. And now as a defender, you have to shift yourself from being relaxed to now being ready for an offensive player who's in attack mode, right? And so now this ends up to Drew Holiday now getting blown by. Boom, realize, underhand finishes. That's the first one, right? But I just want y'all to really understand this, though. Like, it's difficult as a defender when you're trying to go and operate going from relaxed then going to quick. Because if Shai came down and was just staring down Drew Holiday, he'll be ready to go and take that first step and beat him to spots and stay in front. But since he was manipulating that pace, boom, and manipulating the eyes as well, he was able to get downhill to the rim. And like I said, that underhand finish, count that. That's the first one, right? You just see him looking off. And so now with his reaction to that in and out, that's just late. It's just late. And now right here, Shai might have the best delayed bag in the league. I ain't gonna lie to you. I really just thought about this now. It just kind of came to mind right now, right? He might have the best delayed bag. Like the way Shai's able to delay his moves is crazy, right? Really watch this tween, right? Really watch this tween. Notice how late he goes, bro. Notice how late he goes. Look. Derek White stepping over. Look. Notice how late he goes and decides to put force into his move, right? He's taking that step. He's still relaxed. And then he's already going once that foot is already fully down. Because what a lot of people usually do in these situations, right, is that when it comes down to these tweens, they make that dribble and they make that step aggressive, right? But Shai's able to keep both of those relaxed, right? So where that foot is there, and once that foot is planted, all he has to do is really lift that heel kind of, and then just boom, get into a sprint. And now he's right by Derek White, underhand lay once again. How come? Porzingis on the help. Porzingis on the help. He understands that they're going to have a footer in this back line, and they're going to make sure they're ready to help because they're going to have a non-shooter. So he's just going quick finishes underhand this whole time. Right? Boom. That's the second one. And now Shai on Tatum. All right, peep this though. Peep this. Look, Shai with Tatum. This is a mismatch, right? We got a mismatch down low, right? Everybody knows it. So look, notice how they're going to guard it. Look at this coach. Boom. Many things. Get wide, get big as a help defender, right? You see him put his hands out wide, get big, right? Telling Wiggins, right? You got Shai with his hand right here pointing to Isaiah Joe to come over on help in case the drive. But guess what the fuck could take all that shit out the goddamn window, right? A little bit of contact and some height, right? Ain't gonna shoot over the top and see nobody. So that defensive scheme does not fucking matter, right? Just shoot over the top, that's a bucket. At times, height will simply defeat anything. But most importantly, along with the height, was the contact he used so then he could really leverage his height in that situation and take away the entire scheme, the entire game plan, the help defense, so he could just get his bucket. And now right here too. Peep that switch. First thing I want you to do also is peep that switch. Oh, it's just already slowed down, but look. This switch right here, boom. Now this is a mismatch. Not necessarily because Tatum can't score on Wallace, but because this is no longer his primary defender, right? So what's going to happen, right? Overhelp occurs. And now Tatum, you seen that pass get made. That was a perfectly timed pass. I don't know if it was intentional, but I could tell you it did a good job, right? It did its thing, because the timeliness on this is that Wiggins is now beginning to step over. And that pass gets thrown while he's still stepping and is not on the ground. So now he has to take this step, redirect himself, and get back to Jrue Holiday. Even though Holiday misses, it's the quality of a look that matters and not necessarily about the result. That was a good look. Hold on though. My headphones just turned off again. Bro, I don't know what's going on. I can't tell you what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Hold on, give me 1 second, bro. Give me 1 sec. There we go. Hold on. All right, there we go, bro. Goddamn, I may actually get some new headphones. But peep though, footwork is vicious. Footwork is vicious. That footwork is really vicious. And notice what this ends up. Notice what this ends up to, right? How is it 3? All right, boom. Y'all can peep the bucket. Y'all can peep the bucket. What do you use resistance? What do you use resistance for in particular? I finally got some of my own. I usually use it for a lot of hip stability stuff, single leg stuff, where you'll tie it onto something and then like kind of cuff it around the top of your calf, or in that area, and then kind of do some single leg work. But I can tell you that stuff a little later if you really need to. And I'll even try to send some videos in. But hold on though, I need y'all to peep on this footwork, right? Look, notice Tatum's footwork, right, on this catch. He caught already in a split. Now, why did he catch in a split, though? Right? The importance is why he caught in a split. And this split maximizes his efficiency in movement, right? So, look, this is how you be efficient in movement. Catch on a split, right? He sees the defender already closes up tight, right? And so what a lot of people would do is that they'll catch in the split, bring that right foot forward. He keeps that right foot back. And this efficiency in movement and actually making the read on his defender allows him to get the step on the defender, because he just has to now put force into the ground and take that step, and now he's right by Wiggins, right? He played up. Now I get into the middle, get a gap. Horford to Hauser, pump fake by Hauser. Boom, shot gets up, knockdown, right? That little thing right there. That only happens, though, if you make the read, right? And then it's not even something that he was even conscious about. He just stayed in position, ready to attack, and didn't get out of that position. So the key ultimately, though, like I said, making the reads. Got to go good night. All right, catch you, though, Oscar. We're going to be live on Friday. Not sure we watching, but we're going to be live on Friday. Hold on, though. This plays a lot of subtle things. This is another one of the plays I rewatched quite a few times, right? Pete, Tatum, switch on the Chet, right? is this necessarily a mismatch? Kinda. You know what I'm saying? Some people will take the odds, right? But understand how they're guarding this. They're guarding it like it is a mismatch, right? So look at Tatum and Pritchard, right? Notice this chemistry that's going on, this communication, right? This non-verbal communication, right? It's literally, they're not even talking, right? And the key to a good offensive player is having non-verbal communication, right? So notice Tatum and Pritchard, right? Looks at Pritchard. Pritchard leaves, right? But looks back. Then he shook his head again. I don't know if y'all could peep, but it's something extremely subtle. Tatum already knows what he's doing. I need to slow this down even more. Because look, just watch Tatum's head. Don't watch what's going on over here. Just watch Tatum's head, right? Look over at Pritchard. You saw that little head nod, right? Nodded his head. Pritchard looking over at him, right? So boom, he's gonna end up cutting. Look again, shakes his head, right? If I'm just kind of reading this for what it was here, it was like he nodded his head in terms of, yeah, move. But Pritchard initially may have thought, all right, go screen. Then he shook his head and said, no, now we feeling right back, right? And so what's gonna continue to stay there though, right? SGA is still sitting on the elbow, right? Now Horford shaking up. And all Tatum wants to do is engage SGA to the point where he's distracted and doesn't focus on the help defenders, right? Or on the off-ball players, right? So now, boom, pump fake, swing straight to Horford. Horford ready to shoot. Shot goes up. Bucket. These attacks are cerebral attacks. Like, he actually knows what he's going. It's not like I'm just sitting here, oh, let me just go with the flow every single time, right? These are things as to which he's really actually thinking and understands how he needs to attack in the course of a game, right? To where this is where film comes down, right? Where it's most important. To where you see these coverages and you see how players guard and you instinctually like this, like make these scans and then you go. Because you can't sit here and think through every single player that's playing help defense. It's just got to be a scan. I already know what's there. Then I go. I want y'all to peep Shai on this too. Peep Shai, right? Look at Shai. At this point, Boston has matched up, right? But now Shai understanding that they've matched up and them not making any of these switches, right? Shai's telling him to pass the ball to the top because he got Sam Hauser on him, right? Telling him to pass it up. Boom, let me get it. Swing it over here. Now let me get it back to me. But what does Wiggins end up doing? Trying to go, boom, behind the back. He gets nowhere. Isaiah Joe, get the ball to SGA, right? And now he finally gets the ball. He should have been gotten the rock. Because what he's about to do now, working Sam Hauser downhill. And so now working him downhill, once you make a change of direction, the angles that he's going to go to recover is going to be in that same line. So he's going to end up dropping back instead of going laterally and beating him to a spot because he thinks he's going to the rim. So now pull up while he's going back over the top. Don't even see that hand for real. Bucket. And that right there by Tatum. That wasn't really a settle because notice the clock. But if I'm going to be honest, when it comes down to Tatum entirely, if Boston has any of these style of matchups, I don't even want to see Tatum on the perimeter doing pick and rolls and triple threat from the three-point line. Get the ball in the mid-range, right? Because he really does have not just a good mid-range jumper, a really good triple threat game and a post game, but he doesn't really get to it that often, right? If you really see him do it, he's sharp in it, but the amount as to which he goes to it is not often. And so if Tatum makes that adjustment going forward year after year, and especially in the playoffs, he's going to be able to conserve energy, easier for him to pick apart defenses, take advantage of mismatches, and now he's hitting that level to where it's like, oh, he's one of the ones where they're really championship contenders, right? Where you're looking at Tatum, it's like, oh, he's MVP caliber. That's the type of level he would be if he goes to that mid-range and decides to be aggressive and get these catches closer to the rim. And now right here, too, with this action. I kind of want y'all to peep. Look, notice Jrue Holiday. Sets this down screen. Tatum catches. Now it's going to be being the pick and roll over here, right? But this spacing on his weak side is atrocious, right? And now this allows this help defense to be able to come over and make a play, right? So on a play like this, the key has got to be for these three players to understand this pick and roll is happening. And we need to make sure we occupy this help defense. And if they don't get fooled by our movement, we make sure that we're already spaced to where now we have outlets if they decide to overhelp, right? So now at this point in time, when this screen is happening, Jrue Holiday is not a threat. Horford is not a threat because a pass simply cannot be made to them, right? A pass cannot be made. You got a defender stacked up being able to guard too. So now Jalen Williams can just do everything he needs to. So this weak side, these other off-ball players need to make sure they get to their spots. And also right here with Shai. I want you to peep this, right? Out the gate. Look, peep Jaylen Brown, right? Look, Cornette coming over, waves him off first time. Look, waves him off a second time. But as he's doing this, understand his demeanor and pace as a ball handler. He's relaxed. So what's SGA going to do? Being one of the best, one of the highest steal leaders in the league, right? As he's relaxed, boom, I poke that ball out. You put your guard down, I'm going to go boom and go and attack, right? So now he ends up getting that steal when Jaylen Brown was relaxed, right? That's why as a ball handler, one of the most important things and at all levels, what I see a lot of players struggle with is maintaining their guard, right? Making sure that their guard is still up, even when they're in playmaking mode, when they're in scanning mode. Because good defenders will pick up that you're lackadaisical. And then, like SGA kind of did right here, make a play on the ball. So that's a huge key for all players. Now I want y'all to peep Tatum. Peep Tatum. Look. This is why off-ball defense IQ is vital, right? So understand, Tatum's over here guarding Lou Dort, right? Chet with the ball, 6 on the shot clock. Jaylen Brown switches on to Chet. And now if you're Jayson Tatum in this situation, you shouldn't worry about Jaylen Brown guarding Chet. You should know that he could hold his own, right? So knowing that he could hold his own, I now must shift my focus from watching the ball to now making sure I do what I need to for the player that I'm guarding. Because at the end of the day, being an off-ball defender, I got to make sure I take care of what I got to do, right? Which is the person that I'm primarily guarding. So at this point in time, Tatum's still fixated on the ball. He gets stuck in the mud, right? And now, boom, Lou Dort slides behind, cuts back door. Now this cut back door, Jrue Holiday has to take that. Jayson Tatum doesn't know the fact that Isaiah Joe is lifted. And now, it leaves Isaiah Joe open right there from the wing for a 3, right? But had he shifted that focus, had that off-ball defender intelligence, that IQ, he would have been able to make a play right there. I believe this one's a little fade, right? Boom, it's going to end up being like a little fade. Or no, boom, right there. Another one's going to be a fade from that same area. But he's still catching too far, bro. But I'm going to be honest. Tatum in these situations, you catch him right inside the three-point line, catch right here in that free throw line. Fuck no, they way too small already. You just got to be more physical, right? But also understand this by Holiday, though, right? Holiday's making this cut. If that pass, it was just a split second later. Split second. Just wait another half second, right? Wait another half second. Because by the time Tatum gets this catch, right, Holiday gets here. If you allow Holiday to continue to go, he could possibly screen. You can see if Lou Dort is going to sit here at this elbow and play help. And now this look for Jaylen Brown is much cleaner, right? Because now Shai has a direct line to go out and contest. Which is why I was saying if Jrue Holiday was there, he has something he has to move around, right? He doesn't have to set a screen. He just has something to move around. And so that closeout is much more difficult. And now Jaylen Brown would end up getting a much cleaner look. And this shit right here. This might be one of my favorite plays of the game, too. This shit might be one of my favorite plays. That shit was tough. And that's something that I even got I've been getting better at this because I've been getting better at movement. Like, in terms of me personally, like playing basketball, I've been getting a lot better at movement. So, if you really want to know why Shai gets by so many goddamn players, right? Of course, he has speed and everything, but this is another thing as to which you could add, not necessarily immediately, but a skill that you could incorporate to where it's not always going to be quite about speed, all right? It's more so about navigation, right? And so, look, right here with Shai. The reason why Shai gets past so many goddamn players is because he does this right here. Peep. He gets skinny. Watch his body. Understand the dynamics of his frame, right? Let me get a better pause, right? Look. Let me pause it a little better. Look. Understand the dynamics of his frame right here, right? Left shoulder rotates. That's torque. That's rotation, right? Now, instead of going in with his shoulders squared, he's now turning and getting thinner, leading with one shoulder and putting the other back. While his base is unilateral, he's taking steps, he's sprinting, right? So now as that right foot steps, that left shoulder leans, and now he's almost like a paper going through a crack in the door, right? So now he's just literally making his body as thin as it possibly can be to get past Jaylen Brown and get past Cornet and get straight to the rim. Underhand lay because Jaylen Brown is trying to go and block that, right? He's literally shifting his frame and changing the way he positions his body so that he can get through these little gaps, right? And y'all also got to understand, right? In a situation like this where he's getting skinny, all that rotation is not just some shit you could just go and do anytime you go play basketball. Some players may naturally be able to do it, but if you really want to build that skill, which most players can't do, you got to get in the weight room and build that rotational strength, right? That core strength, so you could be able to rotate and stay balanced while you go about these moves. So that shit was tough. But now right back to Shai defensively. Look, right? They're playing a little 1-2-2 zone. Now, let's count numbers right now, right? You got one at the top, one over here, one over here. Now, that means there's going to be two players right here. And you see Chet communicating, tells Shai to drop down because, he sees the numbers now. Drew Holiday, boom, throws that ball. And understanding that even though you are playing a zone, sometimes you may have to kind of break that zone and just count numbers, right? Look, because if you're in this spot, you decide not to count numbers, boom, you're now making all these difficult closeouts, hard closeout. Now you're out of position. He's just kind of able to get to his spots. He's getting into the paint of a zone, so now everybody's literally pinched in. Now kick out to Tatum. Tatum literally just shoots that over the top. He don't even see Wallace. It's just a bucket. This was the midi I was about to talk about earlier, right? This is the midi. I want y'all to peep two things, right? Look. Tatum's about to get into his midi. And now notice the positioning of his feet and his shoulders, right? Notice the angles. Now let's draw a line with his feet and his frame, right? Notice the direction it's at right now, the angle of that. And so when he gets up into the air, compare the angles of his shoulders and his feet at this point in time with the shoulders and his feet when he's about to go and release. That's damn, how much did he really have to rotate, right? That's why when you get into these spins and get into these mid-range, how much you get your feet squared to the rim and according to how you're going to have your feet and your shoulders when you release the ball is extremely important. You want to minimize the amount as to which you rotate in the air because it'll allow you to be able to put more onto the ball when you shoot that shot instead of having to worry about getting balanced. And then before you know it, you're on your way down shooting a shot where you should have shot on the way up, right? And so he just barely had to turn. And he was shooting out over his right shoulder. And really is a benefit for him being a righty player because his base was already staggered a little bit to that left. So now he's able to shoot that, get it off, clean, bucket, right? And I also want you to remember this because there's another one going on later that I want y'all to compare to this play. Hold on. Even at the start, I don't even think y'all peep what he kind of did at the start, too. I don't think you even peep what he did at the start. But look. Peep Shai. It's this little non-verbal communication, right? It's little stuff like, all right, boom, come set this screen. And now setting the screen, Drew Holiday has to fight over this because Cornet cannot switch. And so now, ultimately, you may end up seeing, Holiday getting worked by Shai, but there's so many things he's kind of taken into account for and has to think of because he's just unsure at this point in time. He's just really just unsure. So it's not like Drew was just getting cooked by SGA this whole time, right? The screen is coming up. So now at this point, step up, hop. Now I'm getting to a base where I'm prepared for contact instead of being ready to go and beat a player to spots, right? And this is all it takes really for a player like Shai or any NBA player to get the step, right? And be able to get to where they need to. Boom, right here. Even though he beats him to that spot, counter, spin, and notice the off-arm work. That's the most important part. That off-arm work is so important. Look, because he calls up for the screen, right? This point, boom, hop. Now I lose my defensive movement. Lose the defensive movement, still beat him to a spot. But he spins off that. Now at this point, look at that right arm. Swiping back, holding him back, and now I go with the underhand lay just to get it up quick because we got KP rotate on that weak side. Another underhand lay because he knows he has to get them shits off quick playing against Boston. And now peep this. Peep this. I may even put this in full speed. I'm put this in full speed, right? Look. Watch Jayson Tatum, right? Look at Jayson Tatum. Watch him. Look. I don't think y'all understand this. In basketball, you can wait and understand why you must wait. Look. As soon as he makes his catch, look at the spacing on the floor. Kristaps Porzingis up here, Holiday, Brown, Cornette. The spacing is atrocious. Nobody is focused, and they're trying to milk the clock a little bit. You could wait, right? And notice what he waits until. Look. Drew Holiday is now making his way through. Porzingis is now already leaving. You got help defenders who are not able just to sit there and just hone in on what he's doing as a ball handler, right? So now he's able to get down, boom, walk Shai down, get to his spots, Shai fouls. Now I'm able to have a lane and get to the rim and make a play, right? Y'all need to understand, sometimes you could wait. There's no problem with waiting, especially if y'all don't got no shot clock. I don't know why you have no shot clock and are in such a rush to go and make plays. Get the floor space, be a floor general, be commanding, but most importantly, be knowledgeable. Educate yourself on how you need to space the floor out, where players should be. Tell them to get there, and then once you get the result, they'll continue to listen to you because you're making good plays, right? And so just understand that the game is really at your pace. It really is at your pace. You just got to understand that the game is really at your pace, bro. There ain't nothing else to it, bro. You got to play the game at your pace. Plays like this just be so, you just really need to understand them little things, bro. Another play right here with Chet. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna do a Chet breakdown soon. I don't know when, but I'm gonna do a Chet breakdown. But this shit like this is like, yo, right now in terms of development and growth, Chet, his skill level at this size, second to none, right? 7'2", I'm pretty sure. Like, and just the movement is ridiculous. Like, right, left footwork, pump fake. Might have traveled right there, but fuck, we gonna keep it pushing. Against another footer, by the way, right? Drive, stop, fake, pump, now pirouette right back around to the right. He might have traveled again, but at the end of the day, it's a bucket. So it's just tough. His development is low-key ahead of Wemby's. I ain't gonna lie. But Wemby, like I said, he still has time to catch up. Don't count him out right now and say, Chet better. Let Wemby put on some muscle. Let him get used to the league a little bit, because Chet is a redshirt rookie. So this doesn't really count if I'm keep it a bean. You know what I'm saying? He's a redshirt rookie, so he has been in the league, been getting NBA pay this whole time. Let me turn this down too. He's been getting paid, so now he may have nutritionists. He may have all these little things, understanding the plays prior to the year. Wemby's just now getting accustomed, so could cut him some slack. I ain't gonna lie. Plays like this, though, right? Plays like this. This play is ridiculous. If you watch this game, you probably already seen this shit. But look, first things first. Lou Dort being physical, right? So, boom. Tatum literally grabbing his arm. But it's not nothing excessive, right? It's the key when it comes down to that is not being excessive with the contact, right? So now at this point, calls up for the screen. Turns a corner on Chet. Now y'all can just watch this. I can't explain a lot of this shit right here, because all this boils down to, the best thing I could say, genetics. He just shot that shit over the top of his head because he's just too short, he's too tall. So it's like, damn. I can't really explain too much about that. Also, the concentration, though, that's the only thing I could say. The concentration, be able to have someone in your grill like that when you get into a move like that at this point in time with this much time, that's a tough thing to do. Tough thing to do, man. And that reach for the ball. Notice how he protected the ball too. Also, I could talk about that though, low key. But peep though. Watch, look. On that step back, brings it to that left side of his frame. If he brought that shit to his midline, it's gonna be tough to be able to get that shot off. And he kind of had to bring it back as well to keep that ball protected. That shit tough. That move right there. That move's probably one of the best moves to do in these situations, right? So, if you watch my Jalen Brunson breakdown versus the Suns, he spammed this move, right? And it's been in the same coverage, right? This little in and out when you're in a pick and roll, right? And the person who's guarding you is dropped back and you have space, and it's the screen usually occurs a little high, right? So in a situation like this, you see this gap here, you see the ball screen occurring above the 3-point line, and so now you have room to really make this in and out and be able to sell it to your defender. And a lot of times defenders bite. This is even Drew Holiday, right? He bites, right? He literally just bites just enough for Shai to get into a lane and now be able to make a play to a teammate. Throws that literally right behind Derek White's head. Boom, got that 3. So that's a move y'all could add as well. Just make sure it's at the right time and place. Don't just try it when a defender's already tied up on you, right? If you're going to use that one like he used here, right? Like a real one that's really exaggerated, covers ground, you need space, right? You need that space between you and your defender. And now once again with Drew, I ain't gonna lie, this is tough. Look, you need to think of a defender on this perspective, right? So you see Shai go and get into the paint, touch the paint once, bring the ball right back out, right? And so as a defender, you see Drew literally standing. He's not in his base, right? You don't think he's going to go and attack again, but guess what, right? He's now mimicking the base of Drew, facing up again, and he's attacking again and hit him with another delayed tween. Like, this shit is tough, but like he's manipulating him damn near the same way every time, and it's continuously working, right? Because he's tall here, drops that, base is there, foot's already planted. Now I get by. Drew is out of his base. Now he's a step late. Lay right there with the right. It's tough. And now right here too. This switch right here is gonna be important. Look. Peep Shai on this though, right? Boom. Right here, screen occurs. Shai switches on the Kristaps, right? And now switching on the Kristaps, you're fronting him. You don't want him to catch, right? And now Lou Dort, he's the person to play this backside, because if you don't have a backside help defender when somebody's fronting, they're still going to catch the ball. You're defeating the purpose of the front, and you're also leaving a lane. So Lou Dort's going to stay here. But Jayson Tatum at this point in time makes a great cut, because Lou Dort has to guard this, but he could even see Tatum on the cut. So it's not like he could go out and step out and take away this cut either. So this puts pressure on Jay Will to say, all right, am I going to take this cut? Am I not? And he ended up getting caught in no man's land. Tatum catches, boom, up, gets that foul. So like little plays like that, those cuts, these cuts right here at this point in time, instead of sitting at the 3-point line, is really the right play to make. And the majority of the time, you can never go wrong with cutting. You know what I'm saying? You really can never go wrong with cutting. Now right there with Shai. Shai be going for so many damn steals. I mean, he gets some, right? He gets some. But what I would like to see Shai improve on is that Shai's what, 6'7", probably like 205. He may be listed as like 195, but he's really probably like 205 now, 210 even. They don't recheck their weight. And so being at that size, 6'6", 6'7", 210 maybe, I can see Shai hanging with some like Tatum and Jaylen Brown if they really try to post him up if he wants to hold his own. Done seen smaller players do it. It's just it's a mindset, it's a mentality thing, right? You can always try to gamble and get the steal, now leave lanes for twos like he does right here, or you can decide and understand that when it comes down to really good players like Tatum and Brown, I can't just gamble on steals because they're gonna capitalize on it. Because understand what Tatum did in this situation, right? He made a really good, probably instinctive play, right? To where he got this switch on to Shai. And notice where he's going to catch the ball and where it's going to end up being after the catch, right? Caught it here, it only stayed in front of his frame. He did not catch it and bring it back to his side like this, right? He only caught it, kept it here, and now he just kept it in front, and now he got to the rim. So now Shai can't even reach that ball no more. Tatum has a lane, got that dunk. Another miscommunication. You see, it's like you just see Drew getting blown by and shit. But all of these plays, it involves multiple variables, right? It involves multiple things. So you see how the screen coming up to the right. I don't know what the coverage was, but I could tell you what did happen, right? Following this play is that they ended up communicating, right? And you're gonna see it exactly right here, right? Talking about the coverages, and that's something that you must do as a player. If you sit in here just blaming somebody else for something and just always playing the blame game the entire game, guess what? You're going to lose the goddamn game because you're all not seeking solutions. You'll still have the same exact problem, and that's really just because two players don't want to drop their ego for a second and decide to say who's wrong, who's right, or what we need to do now to fix what was wrong, right? So when it comes down to that, both players might be wrong, but they may just be arguing for no reason. You know what I'm saying? They may just be arguing out of bullshit. They just don't want to say they're wrong. But in basketball, you're going to be wrong at times. And it's about your ability to face up to that, man up to it, and then be able to fix it, most importantly. Because if you address it, if you talk about it and you say one thing and you don't act on it, everything you did prior to means absolutely nothing. Because all the shit as to which you speak on but never turns into action just doesn't really exist, and it doesn't matter. So that communication is vital. All right, now, boom, shaking his head. They come to some sort of agreement. They come to terms on some shit. So now you can continue to play and not make the same mistake over again. That shakeup by Wiggins was vital. That shakeup was vital. Pete, look, notice where Wiggins started. You saw him shake up from that corner, right? And now this back screen gets set. And now also brought Kristaps up higher as well, right? So now once this back screen happens, he's going to try to chase over the top. And chasing over the top, he's late after going through that screen, and now, boom, he has a layup. Whereas if he ended up just chasing from behind, probably had a better angle to cover that, right? But also at the same time, look, this back screen on Kristaps is really difficult to guard because you got Shai setting the screen on the Kristaps, right? And you're not going to switch this if you're Jaylen Brown. You're going to stay attached. So now it's just up to Porzingis at this point in time to go and get over the screen or under the screen and prevent this layup from occurring with no tag or no switch. And on the back screen, that's difficult. So now, boom, kicks it right there, a layup. You know what I'm saying? That's a smart play just to literally run because you know Jaylen Brown not going to switch Kristaps onto Shai. This is a mismatch. This play by Boston is tough too. But it starts here too with White, of course, getting here in the air and then hanging for a second and then finding this passing lane to Tatum. And then Tatum understanding that this, since White was in there a little too long, because y'all need to peek this. This is kind of a little chain reaction, right? This is a chain reaction. So this is a great play by Boston, right? Just great team play. Great team play. My bad for going back again. But from the start, though, look, Derek White gets off the screen, sees Dort that's up, he jumps, and now he has to hang in the air for a little longer to find the lane to Tatum. And in doing so, since he's in the air for longer, this pass is going to get to Tatum later. And now getting to Tatum later, that help defender, Wiggins, who has now stepped over, is already there instead of being a few steps away. So Tatum understands that, swings it straight to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, boom, corner to Kristaps, pump fake, one dribble, boom, kick to Tatum, skip, now boom, to Hauser in the corner, shot. This is team basketball. That's what it looks like to be a team. Everybody making reads, making an unselfish play. If you try to get into the paint, it's not there. Boom, we make that kick, and we're all playing under control. Nobody's trying to catch and then rip immediately and go and think it's my time to score. We're just going to go and make the right play. Right here, Shai. That really could be Shai's like real signature step back. It really could, because this is really also perfect for his movement style. I always tell y'all, like, y'all got to understand how you move so you can be able to build moves around how you move, right? And so for Shai, when it comes to how he moves, you see him use this cross step a lot, like be extremely herky-jerky, get into these splits. So now when you see this gap, right, when as a defender, there's this gap and he eats it up with that cross step or with that split, you probably bite on it because the scouting report says we'll probably live with a 3, right? Instead of allowing him to get into the paint and get into the mid-range where he plays best. So now that bite occurs, and if Shai could get this shot down pat, he's going to be a tough player to guard. Get that, just really drill that step back. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if they can't take it away, why not keep using it? So, and if they do take it away, they'll probably just have the mid-range or half his legs. And now right here, this little fade. This fade is extremely tough to guard. Really because that bump right there. Really because that bump. That bump made it super tough, right? Because the timing, look, you see Derek White guarding Shai, right? And notice, Derek White, right here, he's bracing for that bump, right? And so now in bracing for that bump, what Shai is now going to do is get to a split and shimmy. And now Derek White is off balance because he was bracing for the bump, but now he's really going to shimmy. He's not trying to drop his shoulder. And so now once he gets to his left, right over his left shoulder, Derek White cannot contest with his left hand, because what's going to end up happening when he shoots is that he's going to counterbalance with that right leg, right? And so if he went with that left hand, he'll hit that right leg, boom, foul. But now he has to hop, flip his base. Notice, right? Peep, right? Now he has to boom, hop, flip his base. Now contest with that right. He's already a little late. Shai get in the space. That's a bucket. And now right here, I don't think there's a lot more to this play than a lot of people understand, and it's something y'all could really learn from, right? Something y'all could really learn from. If you don't, especially if you don't know the team that you're going up against, right? And you haven't done something quite yet in the game. So you see Tatum here, right? Tatum and Pritchard pick and roll. The reason why Tatum is so far out on this pick and roll is because he doesn't know how they're going to guard this. This is the first guard pick and roll he's had all game, right? And so why would he try to go into this action and think go be aggressive and attack when he doesn't even know what to read? So what he's going to do is operate in space so then he could buy himself time to be able to read what needs to be read, right? And so now, boom, hard hedge by Isaiah Joe. Now I could throw the slip to Pritchard, right? What were they going to do on this action? He didn't know to start. They could have doubled. They could have did a hard hedge like they did, or they could have switched. Who knows, right? But that's why that space is so vital. So now he hits Pritchard. Kristaps, instead of sitting at that three-point line, decides to cut because no one in the paint is going to be able to stop his layup. Now, boom, right there, they get that too. Now these spin moves. I talked about spin moves a couple times, but you usually see a lot of high school players and shit just get stood up on spins, right? They're not able to really use a spin. Either they get stood up or it just doesn't work, right? The key to allowing a spin move to work, though, is this step that you're taking before you make that spin, right? Which is this. That has to be a real stride to where it's selling the drive going that direction. And now the defender will bite on that and continue to move that direction and will leave the other direction open. It just starts with you making sure that your moves aren't premeditated and you actually go make a move and you're going to sell the other way. Right here too. Shai pull that shit right there. Shai pull that shit right there. Look. Shai, before any of y'all, this is something y'all could learn from in isolation. And all isolations, don't matter who you are, really in a mismatch, right? So, look, before you go and attack any mismatch, you got to understand one thing, and that's how is the team going to guard you with that mismatch, right? Shai with Kristaps, right? And so instead of just going immediately attacking right now, notice who he's looking at. Pritchard. He's staring down Pritchard. What is he going to do? He ends up doubling. What does Shai do? I shoot right now because Kristaps has dropped back while I relaxed and brought that ball back to the three-point line. So now he just shoots out over the top. He's already 2 for 2 from 3. So what's going to happen? Boom, drops that third. This is a timely attack. Cerebral attacks. Like I've been telling y'all this whole time. Two-on-one situation. You know what's funny about these? It's like, oh, it's 2 versus 1. Of course you should be able to score. But this is where a lot of players struggle. You know what I'm saying? A lot of players struggle. You know? 2-on-1 situations literally be as simple as this, but y'all make it so complicated. This player has committed over to the ball, give up, right? Where a lot of y'all fuck up, though, is where that player, right? Look, where a lot of y'all players in 2-on-1 struggle is that when you see this player right here do this little baiting shit like you seen Colin Sexton do, that's where y'all get confused. But that just tells you one thing. They're not committed to you, right? This is what commitment looks like. When they go and take away the lane that you have. And now they do that, you give it up. Simple as that. And now what ends up happening? They're a step late on the rotation. Horford's already going up while he's still trying to get this right foot down to get playing to jump. And now good luck, you got dunked on. Right? Simple as that. It's going to be extremely hard for them to be able to rotate over back to that other one. Let me speed that up. Sexton be killing me with that shit. Hey, he still be doing that shit to this day. He still be doing that shit to this day, bro. Anytime you see him on a weak side, And you see his hair. You see his hair moving with that shit too. But look though, remember that play with the fade I told y'all about the angles of his feet and the angles of his shoulders, right? His frame, right? Now notice this one, right? So boom, Tatum on the catch, boom, fade. Now notice the angles of his feet. It's not far off, right? But being a righty and now he's shooting over his left shoulder, it's kind of angled the opposite way, like just in the negative direction of what it was before. But now he has to be able to go and turn and then get back almost neutral to where his shoulders may have that slight tilt and his feet may have that little tilt as well, right? So now once he gets up, he has to turn completely, counterbalance with that leg, shoot over the top. And now, what do I always say? More movement is going to make you less efficient. But it's not necessarily about, oh, let me avoid this shot because there's a lot of movement in it. It's about how well am I able to control this shot? How many reps do I get up within it? Not to say that Tatum doesn't get reps up, but just for me to say that for the typical player who may just try to shoot this shot and doesn't get the reps, right? Doesn't get those shots up. And their body isn't used to making those turns and rotations. And so another key on this shot is the hang time and how much air you get on your jumper, right? On the shot. Right, so then you have time in the air to be able to rotate and be able to shoot that at the proper time. That's another thing that's important. And right here, Tatum had crazy gravity on this play. Crazy gravity on this play, and this was done off of one thing only, right? This is why setting good screens is vital, right? This is why it's extremely important. A lot of players don't do it just because they think, oh, I'm not supposed to get the ball. But really understand, bro. Look, notice Tatum. This is why setting good screens is vital. Look, boom, back screen. He can't get through that shit, right? So now you're forcing a mismatch. Now that you force a mismatch, you're forcing help, right? Because they understand that we don't want this matchup to occur and want him to attack this matchup. So now Lou Dort is playing help. Now Derek White is on the perimeter. He got Derek White open off of setting a good screen, right? They already done made the switch, but that over help off of setting a good screen got Derek White open for a 3. He even tried to go and contest that, but unbothered bucket. And now this is where Tatum begins to guard Shai. This is where Tatum really begins to guard Shai, but in this last like 6 minutes, I wish they would have did this like the whole second half damn near, or made a switch earlier on in the game. But notice Boston's defense. Boston about to be flying. Look, Boston about to fly. Look, action begins. Tatum on to Shai. Shai rejects. Kristaps, boom, has to show on the lane. Pritchard rotates to Chet. Doesn't get all the way. Makes him second guess that pass. White, boom, gets here. Swing another one to Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey now, lazy skip pass. Give me that steal. They was up by like 20, I believe, in this game. I think they was up by about 20, right? And this play right here by Derek White was vital because got Tatum an easy 2 because now White uses his gravity, right? Look, steal by Pritchard. Now, if you know from this game, Derek White was hot from 3. You just seen the last 3 he hit, right? So now you got Lou Dort stepping up. He's like, damn, he may hit another 3. And now Chet as well, right? Back is to the whole other side of the floor, right? He's still running back. And now sees Derek White. He's just eyes stuck on the ball. He gets up, literally just throws out over Chet's head because Chet was focused on the ball. Didn't know who was behind him. So now Tatum used his gravity to set up White for a 3, and White now used his gravity to set up Tatum for a lay. It's going to come right back around if y'all really play unselfishly. If y'all play to win and make the right plays, I promise you won't have to worry about how many points you score. You won't have to worry about all that little shit because it'll all just come about because you're playing the game the right way. This right here was a one play. Look, this is one of the first few plays that Tatum began to guard Shai, right? And this is where the matchup really began, right? Defensively, where they're actually going up against each other. And so now Shai, right, he gets to his spot, and this is where Tatum learns his lesson for the rest of the game. Not jumping on those fakes. You know what I'm saying? Staying down, making sure that, if anything, I'm going to contest late because he's going to be really good with that pump fake. And now right here, you see Shai fall. I can't say shit about Shai falling. That shit, he just tripped, bro. He just tripped. But now, though, right? Understand what's about to happen off of this. Shai ends up tripping. He really should have got the ball right here, right now, and just threw this over the top, right? But notice what's going to happen at this point, right? Regardless, don't matter, right? Shai is guarding right here, 5 fouls, hands. He's just showing his hands. He don't want to foul. He don't want to get out the game because if they do, they might lose this motherfucker, right? So now Tatum rips right. Giddey steps over on help. Now he ends up Euroing because that gap that Shai had to leave because he doesn't want to foul, right? Because say if Shai got at this point right here and decided to say, let me close up this gap. I'm a moving defender. I'm not set. If Tatum steps into me, foul on me, I'm out the game, right? So he just has to let that be and just let Tatum get to that spot. Another matchup between these two. A lot of the time, really for the rest of the game, Tatum had solid defense. I don't think Shai scored after that free throw on Tatum, right? And so learning from the last possession, right? Slip occurs. Tatum doesn't get fooled, right? He's staying honest. He's not going to jump anything. He's going to give a lay hand. If anything, it don't really matter. He ended up passing that up. Now notice Derek White though, right? Notice Derek White. Look, catch by Chet. Chet's already moving right. So once Derek White took this step, he's now going to continue to move back, right? He's now moving back. And so now Chet is trying to find his balance right off that catch into his drive. Derek White's already on that side and now uses his hands. Boom, pops that ball loose. Now they end up getting a jump ball call, and Boston ends up winning that jump ball. And now right there too. It's the little things. It's the little things, bro. It's the little things. Look, this is how you know Tatum want to guard. Look, you got White already matched up on SGA. Tatum already doing so much offensively. What a lot of offensive players would do at this point was just be like, all right, boom, stay where you are, right? Let's just not switch this. If we don't need a switch, we won't switch, right? But what ends up happening, though, cut occurs going through, tells White to take this. I'm taking SGA. I'm going to guard this, right? He's now taking this matchup. And what ends up happening, lazy pass right there by Williams. And now, boom, right there, he commits to this, throw this right here. You have to try to recover. Boom, you end up fouling. He ended up getting hit in his face. The fact that he low-key got up to the ball is a crazy part. I don't think y'all even understand. Look, the fact he got up to the ball, but it was a follow-through after that, which he hit Jaylen Brown in the face. That shit was tough, though. Getting up that quick off of going backwards, tough. Again, Tatum down. Tatum solid. Tatum is not going nowhere, bro. Tatum was not going nowhere. Look, really watch. He's sitting on everything. He don't even got a feel for anything at this point in time, just because he's just solid as a defender, right? So look, screen, boom, right there. Tatum unfazed, right? Solid, right? Shai's trying to get a feel, trying to see what gaps he got. Boom, Tatum still there. The initial look really was that slip. He was hoping to get an angle off that slip. He ain't get it. Defense is stacked up. Let me give that up. Kristaps is slow-footed, though. Now Chet, boom, ends up hitting this three. Boston almost really made a comeback in this shit, too. They were so close. Y'all gonna peep. They were stupid close. They were so close. But look, peep this, though, right here by Shai. Peep this by Shai. This is what happens so many times with players guarding on the ball with screens, right? These jump outs. Because that really just puts your entire defense out of position, right? There's really no reason to jump screens. If anything, be late on it. Because where your help is on this other side, right? They're prepared for this other side. So if you jump it, you take that away, and now you leave a lane going the other way. So you leave an even better attack for the player who's going downhill. And now, boom, they end up getting that easy too. And now right here too, I'm telling you, hey, watch Tatum. Watch Tatum. Ain't no screens, ain't no nothing. He's just solid, right? Boom, playing spots. Now he's able to just get a hand there. Just get a hand. That's all you could ask for. You know what I'm saying? He probably could hit that shot, but he didn't. But he didn't. I wish they would have did this the whole second half, or even made some changes going. I don't know about the second quarter even. I'll probably be too early to say. But just throw different looks at him and be able to see in real time who's guarding him best. Like, what does it look like when we have these different defenders? Because that's really the best thing about Boston. They have a versatility. They have a surplus of defenders, players that can guard, right? You have White, you have Holiday, you have Tatum, you have Brown. And so just depending on the perimeter player, we could just be able to interchange that all the time and see who guards this player the best, who guards this player the best, as the player according to their feel, right? Are you comfortable guarding this player? Just going off what you see. Now change up the matchups. And it's not nothing to say, oh, you're not a good defender. It's just that this matchup as a defender is better for this player. That's all it is. And I want y'all to peep this too. These shits right here. That shit right there. That should really be a hack. Like, it's a basketball hack, damn near. It's really a basketball hack, especially off these spins. You see Tatum, you see Embiid do this shit all the time, right? Spin, and instead of just holding the ball right here in the midsection, right? Low rip through, because they gonna find some hands a lot of the time. Because when a player is changing direction, that hand gonna be low. They see the ball, they gonna want to reach. And now you hit that boom right there. They end up calling a foul after the shot missed, which is kind of stupid. But hey, you got the foul. That's why they overreacting. He did get hit though. Derek White, great relocation by Derek White. Great relocation by Derek White. Peep it though, right? Derek White starts high corner, really towards his wing, right? And so Shai just assumes that he's still going to be there. And now seeing Tatum come off the screen, what's going to happen is that Shai's eyes are stuck on the ball. He's not splitting and seeing two, right? And since he's not splitting and seeing two, Derek White continues to move further out of his sight by going deeper to the corner. And now he has his long rotation. That is a tough hand to shoot over, right? That is a tough hand. But Derek White was hitting shit all game. So now, boom, they down by 2. They down by 2. And now understand this, though. The last 5-6 minutes, Tatum was guarding Shai. Guarding a player requires a feel for that player. But now when you have to guard in a completely different scenario, right? When you're guarding Shai, when he was a ball handler in the screen, now you have to guard Jalen Williams. He may not be as good as Shai, but now you're just in a completely different spot to where you're not used to how to guard this player and in this spot. So now you're getting attacked downhill, you're dropping back, and he's now eating up this gap. And so you're not just as used to guarding in that plane as you were with guarding Shai. And so at the same time, as a defender, what the best are really able to do, or even the best struggle with doing, is mixing in how to guard certain players just off of making a switch. So, but right here, though, is where it got tough for Boston. Because look, they down 4. You see this, right? They down 4. Down 4, kick to Porzingis. Corner, he even looked down. That's the crazy part of this, right? That's the crazy part. Look, Porzingis, boom, catches. He looks down at his feet. He's like, all right, boom, I'm cool. I'm going to shoot this. Look at the ref, 2. Look at the ref, that's a 2. Stops the game, right? They go back to review. Is that really considered his foot on the line? I ain't gonna lie. That looks like that shit just might be a smidge behind. They might have got finessed, but I don't know. All I can tell you, though, is that this bucket was a 2 and not a 3, and now they ended up being down 2, fouled, they up 4, now you got to make a 4-real play. It's tough. So that's kind of crazy. That's tough. That's a bad way. That's a tough way to lose a game, but it is what it is, though, and that's the end of the stream. We're going to be live again on Friday. 3 in my opinion. Yeah, I ain't going to lie. It looks like a 3 to me. I don't know if they had an even better angle of his toe to where it was really on the line, but from this angle, that should look like it was on the line. But we're going to be live again on Friday. I'm going to let y'all know what we're going to watch if you join the Discord, pinned at the top of the chat. So make sure that you sacrifice your present self and invest into your future self, and you do everything you need to do to be able to get to where you want to go. So discipline or regret, you choose.